Lift the handle. Oh, lift the handle.
You already know the one we doing. Put the printer up there though, so you know. The one directly up.
Nobody
You saying, no, I'm saying, ain't no children like, I tell you who gonna stay up there. Your family gonna be in that room. Mark is gonna be in that room down there. His family, they gonna be in the middle. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you. Yeah, for the weekend, ain't gonna be for tonight. That's what you guys can't do once a year, like everybody else. Y'all stuck around. I tried to pull the whole church. Hey, downstairs, open food. I don't know. Well, they could join, but come on, Mike. Cause I seen her. She's gonna be mad walking to the back door. But Sean probably downstairs, but we about to start. No problem, no problem. Uh-oh, I got it. Top of it.
Okay.
You come in, we're gonna start. So. But take this, we ain't gotta rush it though. I'm not rushing it. Band don't come on?
Nah, you know what they got? Remember.
Over here. Oh.
Yeah, but you hit the light from over here.
Do you?
Remember this joint? Oh, we got
Oh, yeah.
the remote. Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, hey. I didn't cut it off. It's from there.
Oh, wait. Which one that light on?
What light? Oh, cause that's on the switch. Yeah. No, everything. No, I ain't do nothing. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna worry about it. What I'm gonna do is are we streaming? All right, very good. Okay, everybody, we're going to go ahead. Anybody know which way Jerusalem was? Which way you pointing? Catacorner? Okay. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and open up. Stand face Jerusalem. We are facing the left corner of the house. Am I right? Like, yeah.
Everybody's good.
Okay. Leave that alone.
All right, everybody stand face Jerusalem.
Our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done in earth
Thy will be done in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread,
Give us this day our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts
and forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory forever.
and the glory forever.
Praise the Lord,
Praise the Lord.
for he is good,
He is good,
and his mercy endures forever.
and his mercy endures forever.
Praise the Lord, God of Israel,
Praise the Lord, God of Israel.
for he is good,
He is good,
and his mercy endures forever.
and his mercy endures forever.
These things we pray in Jesus' name,
These things we pray in Jesus' name.
the Holy One of Israel,
Holy One of Israel,
the Mighty One of Jacob,
Mighty One of Jacob,
the King of Kings,
King of Kings,
the Lord of Lords,
Lord of Lords,
the one true God,
one true God.
and there is none other. Today's scripture, in Jesus' name,
Jesus' name.
amen.
Amen.
Today's scripture reading is going to be Psalms 56, verses 1 through 13. Be merciful unto me, O God, for man will swallow me up. He fighting daily oppresseth me. My enemies would daily swallow me up, for they be many that fight against me, O thou most high. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. In God I will praise his word. In God I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. Every day they wrest my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather themselves together. They hide themselves. They mark my steps. When they wait for my soul, shall they escape by iniquity? In thy anger cast down the people, O God. Thou tellest my wanderings. Put down my tears into thy bottle. Are they not in thy book? When I cry unto thee, then shall my enemies turn back. This I know, for God is for me. In God will I praise his word. In the Lord will I praise his word. In God have I put my trust. I will not be afraid what men can do unto me. Thy vows are upon me, O God. I will render praise unto thee. For thou hast delivered my soul from death. Will not thou deliver my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of the living? That was Psalms 56, verses 1 through 13. May the Lord add a blessing to the reading, hearing, and doing of his word. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Good afternoon, everybody. As always, it is a pleasure to stand before you on the Lord's Sabbath day. As many of you that are aware, this is a special week. This week is the week of the Pentecost. So we got today as a regular Sabbath, and then we have tomorrow as the feast day. So Raquel, you'll know you're gonna take them downstairs. Yeah. Just so you guys will know, since this probably some of y'all first time being here, whatever. There's a bathroom or restroom right in that corner over there. Also, there is additional seating downstairs. If you have children and they begin to be a little loud or whatever, we ask you to please take them downstairs. There is the stream is on downstairs, so you'll be able to watch it. Also, this door is locked during the class period, so if you need to leave, Brother Dennis, can you open that back door and leave it open, please? No, leave it open so that I can see. Don't that door open? Yep, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Leave that open. Yeah. So you got to put a chair there. So if somebody needs to come in and out during the class, they need to use the rear exit and entrance during the class. Okay. Tomorrow will be a little different. We'll be outside some more, but that's all good. So this is the Feast of Pentecost week. And number one, the title of your lesson is Blessed Are the Poor. Don't ask me how your title say the rich, poor, and needy. That's just me going back over a lesson and then like trying to be slick and I don't know. So that's my fault. I apologize about that. But the title, if you can change that online too, please. That looks bad. It says the It say the rich, poor, and needy online. So please let's get that changed to blessed are the poor. So why are we talking? Why are we talking about the poor today? So we are approaching the Feast of Pentecost, and what the Feast of Pentecost did or dealt with was freedom and release. And one of the things that were free during the Pentecost were people. And we're going to read that today a little bit. Whatever debts you may have had, you know, the 7-year debt action that the world has, where after 7 years, as long as don't nobody else buy your debt, by the way, they can keep playing with you on that. But after 7 years, your debt pretty much can fall off, okay? Well, that comes from the Bible. And it actually stems from the Pentecost. We're going to look at that just a little bit today. We're going to look at it more tomorrow. But more importantly, we're going to just look at the poor. And what I mean by looking at the poor, let's go ahead and open up at, let's open up at 1 Samuel. No, let's open up Revelation chapter 2. Like I said, we're going to look at the poor and how God look at the poor and how we supposed to treat the poor to have what we like to call the keys to the kingdom. Okay? And when I mean we got the keys to the kingdom, I'm saying we have access to the kingdom. We got rules that allow you to take advantage of this access. Can anybody name me one of the rules to get access to the kingdom? All right, I like that. We'll keep the commandments. What must we do to get eternal life? Keep the commandments, right? Okay, that's definitely a rule. I was looking for, and it's going to weigh a little more into this lesson. So, the one thing that we need, you can actually line up some chairs over there if you need to. The one thing that we need from God is mercy. Does everybody agree with that? Yes. Right, because we all done sin, right? Okay, so how do we get mercy? Say that again. I want you to say so everybody in the class can hear you, please. Give mercy. That's how we give you. In order for you to get mercy, you got to give it. All right, like that's what it says. Say, blessed are the merciful, so they shall obtain mercy. All right, now, we sinners. How do you get your sins covered? I'm sorry, I can't hear. Charity. Oh, somebody be studying. The rest of y'all, I don't know what y'all be doing. Y'all be at home daydreaming, falling asleep when y'all supposed to read the Bible. But no, but seriously, charity or love is how you get your sins off of you. Okay? These are like rules in the Bible to, like, for example, if you want to know if the Lord going to be merciful to you, ask yourself how merciful have you been to others. You know what I'm saying? You know, is the Lord still, you know, because some of us had that question in life, like, man, I done messed up so bad, man, like, I don't know, bro, like, it be. But then on the flip, it's like, okay, but if you got charity, it cover a multitude of sins. So then if you love in your, see, these are the keys, these are the access to the kingdom of God. Now, what we're going to learn today, and I'm just going to try to make it simple. If you lend to the poor, or if you give to the poor, you're lending to the Lord. That's the one we're going to learn today. So you know how that helps you in life? That helps your finances. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that helps you money. So we're going to read that today, though. But if you give to the poor, you're giving to the Lord. Now, see, if you really think about it like that all the time, you know what I mean? Maybe you start giving a little more. But we're going to get into this book because y'all got how many scriptures y'all got on y'all page? That was a trick. I got 31 on mine. And my title look right, too. Blessed are the poor. So we're going to rock off mine. So we're going to start this off with Revelation chapter 2. But don't worry about it because it's not going to be a long one today. If you notice, well, you don't notice, but a lot of them are just one-liners anyway, you know, one verse. But I think we're going to learn something today. You know what I'm saying? I think we're going to be able to grab something today, take it with us, and utilize it elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really what we're supposed to be. When you come to church, the objective is for you to figure out what I've been doing wrong, see myself, then I should be learning how to improve myself. And then everything else on you. Okay? So today, we're going to learn how we deal with the poor and how God look at the poor. So Revelation chapter 2, and let's pick this up at verse 8. And when you get there, go ahead and read.
And unto the angels of the church of Smyrna write, these things saith the first and the last, which was dead and is alive.
Go ahead.
I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
So notice here, this is what I want us to understand, that poverty, not having money, is not the true definition of rich or poor. Okay? And we're going to even see some of that today. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, and I'm going to tell you something else too, just on the slip. I grew up, and I would have swore on everything I was rich. I mean, heck, we had a house. You know what I mean? And my mother worked, and I had clothes, and when we went to Cedar Point, that's like the music park, like maybe once or twice every night. You know what I mean? Like we did some things. I played all the sports. I thought I was rich. Let me tell you what it was. It was the one, as a child, I was content. That is, if you aren't content and you make $1 million a year, you're gonna feel like you broke. And if you can be content and you make $50,000 a year, then you gonna have money. Because now your whole thinking gonna change too. Because you know, it's kind of like, you know, you're gonna start thinking on different ways on how you content. So for example, instead of me getting the car that my son asked me about, the BMW 7 Series, you know, I would like that. Instead of, you know, especially in 2020, that would be really nice. But also that note insurance is probably gonna run me about $1,500, maybe a little more. So I can do that, or I can say I can learn to be content and say, oh, 2003, I can save up my money and never have enough. You know what I'm saying? Those are mentalities that you begin to develop when you pick up a level of contentment. But you would think that that person that was poor was poor. But the reality is they might be doing everything they want to do. So how poor does that make you? You know, like when you walk into the store, if you can buy everything in the store like one time, don't you feel like you're rich? Don't you feel like you're straight? You got options. You walk in there, you're like, whatever I want, I can get it. That's all. It don't really matter. Prices don't really matter at that point, because you know you can afford. Especially you walk in there with the Visa card, the Fresh card. You know what I'm saying? You walk in there with the Fresh Visa card, and you like, shoot, I can get anything and pay it off later. You feel rich. Okay, so I just want you to understand that rich and poor really is a thought process. I'll give you an example. So John the Baptist, was he rich or was he poor? Don't even answer that. All right. So I just want you to think. I want you to use your brain, like, because typically everybody else would have said he was poor. But when you really, and when they say he had camel skin, I guess that's not the best clothes. I guess when he ate locusts, I guess that's not the best meal. You know what I mean? But I guarantee you he never needs nothing. And I bet you he was content. So at any rate, he says, I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And this is what the Lord is telling us. And I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews, but are the synagogue of Satan. Go ahead.
Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
That's something poor people got to worry about. Because poor people go to jail, we don't get out. So he's saying, look, and that's another thing. When you poor, that's what you learn in life. You suffer. That's what happens. Like, and the rich suffer too. But I give you an example of what I mean when you poor, you suffer. So this year, 2 men died. One, Elijah Plunkett. Y'all haven't had the pleasure of meeting him, but he was in the Word of God. And then also Kobe Bryant. These 2 people both died this year. Now, both of them had wives. And one of them, wife, she did a cremation. You know, money wasn't right, so we didn't do the casket. I don't know if anybody had to bury somebody, but caskets be almost $10,000, maybe more. I don't know, but I know the last time I had to do something, we was around $10,000. So if you ain't got no insurance or no credit card or something like that, you poor. That's what you are. On the flip side, Kobe Bryant and his wife, she just got $500 million for some stupid investment Kobe Bryant did. She probably had no clue about it. That's rich and poor. You know what I'm saying? The poor, we suffer. She mourning. She's still mourning. I don't know what I'm going to do, blah, blah, blah. She lost her job to take care of her husband. He had cancer. You follow? That's the poor gonna suffer. The rich, both, like I said, both of them died this year. Matter of fact, if I'm thinking about it right, they was married about the same length of time as well. You know, and that's the thing. Poor, we suffer. But here's the catch though. Because again, being rich and being poor is a mentality. If you can be content, you won't suffer so much. You'll understand that. But go ahead, keep reading.
That ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. But thou faithful unto death. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
So look, all he's telling them right here is like, when you going through it, look, you know, you might go to prison, you're going to be tried, whatever, but stay faithful. This is really what he's telling the poor. He said, I know thy works in tribulation and poverty. So we talking finances here. All right? Let's go over to 1 Samuel chapter 2. We know that's the poor we talking right there. I'm sorry? Yeah. Mm-hmm. 1 Samuel chapter 2. 1 Samuel chapter 2. And let's pick this up at verse 7. When you get there, go ahead, read that one verse.
The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up.
So look, that's the one thing, like the Lord, it say in other places, he set up kings. He made poor. He made rich. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 9. I'm going to show you even better. Because, you know, sometime in life, you're going to wonder to yourself, why not me? Like, it's funny, too. So, you know, I'm in high school, and, you know, we in English class, and all of us making B's in this class. Class, probably about as many people that's in this room right now. I mean, all of us, the whole class making a B. Because we all helping each other out in the classroom. In the classroom is me and a friend of mine named Aaron and Selena, and then there's Brian, and then in school we all made B's. Let's read what this say. Go ahead.
I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift.
Still, I mean, the best basketball player that I ever seen. The matter of fact, the 3 best, they never played pro ball, and they could have. So, and what I'm saying, I'm just like time and chance. That's what happened. So it's not, you know, when you look over here, like, what did you do? You know, and like this lady read Donald Trump's book back in the day, and she was like, you know, that book motivated her to do her thing to get rich. But I'm like, that was time and chance too, though. Time and chance that you read it. That you felt that way, that you put yourself in a position that, you know what I mean, like that you was able to put yourself in a position to succeed. By the way, before you read the book, you was already a celebrity. Time and chance. That's what happens. You read that same book, that don't make you rich. Time and chance happen to them all. Okay? So I don't want you to think because you went to school, got that great education, and now you know you got your PhD, and now you a doctor, and you making 6 figures. I don't want you to think that you better than Tyler. It was really time and chance, opportunities, all of that. Okay. Again, so God makes us make rich and poor. All right. Now let's look at
James 2.
Leviticus chapter 27.
Oh, you want to get paid?
Yeah. I mean, you know, everything on there is gonna be on here, but I got more. So we're gonna go to Leviticus chapter 27. But we're gonna move though. We're gonna try to learn. So here go one right here. So y'all won't think this relative. There is, I learned this. There is a definition of poor. You know what I'm saying? There is, like, it's not like this relative. All right. And when I get to what I mean by that is just like now, like first of all, just so you know, when you can't quit your job for about 5 months, 6 months without, you know, and you're gonna lose your house and lose all that kind of stuff, that's when you poor. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like just because you go to work and you got, you know, a couple $1,000 even, you might have 10 grand. That ain't rich, y'all. Just, I'm sorry, I don't know. Some people might think that, you know, that's some good money, but it's not. I mean, you know, that ain't 10 grand, that ain't hood rich, bro. Nah, put 10 grand mean you probably owe for your house and your car, and you going to work, and you probably did good by saving some money. But if you lose that job, you ain't gonna make it to the end of that year if we halfway through it off that 10 grand. It's just so. I mean, I'm just saying there is a measuring stick for rich and poor, and you need to understand that because a lot of times us in this room, when we begin to think of the poor, you just measure out less fortunate than you, which definitely would apply. But understand something, we the poor though. I want you to know that we the poor. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's look where we are right now. You know what I mean? Like, if we had money, we wouldn't be right here. You know what I'm saying? And when I mean, I shouldn't even say money because we got money. If we had wealth, if we had riches, we wouldn't be right here. All right? But let me show you something that I learned. Read this. Leviticus 27, pick it up at verse 1.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When a man shall make a singular vow, the person shall be for the Lord by thy elimination.
By that what?
By estimation.
So by that estimation. So, you know, like you give estimates on houses and things of that nature, right? You know, if your car mess up, you know, the guy, you know, the claim adjuster come out and he give you an estimate on how much, you know, you're supposed to be getting. So that's what he's saying right here. Speaking to the children of Israel and saying to them, when a man should make a vow, the person shall be for the Lord by estimation. Go ahead.
And thy estimation shall be of the male from 20 years old even unto 60 years old.
So if you between the age of 20 and 60, go ahead.
Even thy estimation shall be 50 shekels of silver after the shekel of the sanctuary.
So, you know, and we're not going to try to equate that and even evaluate how much somebody in here should be worth. What I'm trying to show you is the estimation shall be like this. We just gave a 20 through 60-year-old a dollar value. You worth this much. You know what I mean? Like that's what the book is doing. Not me. That's what the book is doing. All right? Keep reading. It's not going to just do the man. Go ahead.
And if it be a female, then thy estimation shall be 30 shekels.
Keep going.
And if it be from 5 years old, even under 20 years old, then thy estimation shall be of the male 20 shekels. And for the female 10 shekels. And if it be from a mouth older even unto 5 years old, then thy estimation shall be of the male 5 shekels of silver, and for the female thy estimation shall be 3 shekels of silver.
Keep reading.
And if it be from 60 years old and above, it shall be a male. Then thy estimation shall be 15 shekels, and for a female 10 shekels.
All right, so we see in here like this is God, and He is valuing people. He looking amongst the people, and He like, you know, Dale, you worth, you know, and when I say you worth, it's estimation. It's like this is what you should be worth, because you know, just like a house, you know, just your house value here, and then but you might be like, well, you know, I owe this much on it. You know? So He said, when you making your vows, this is what. These are what people, and He set the standard. So this is what you work. But verse 8, go ahead.
But if he be poorer than thy estimation.
So I just want you to see what the real reason we here. Number one is because I figure y'all probably, has anybody read this before?
Yeah.
You read it? Anybody else read it besides Ira? You know, of course Ira read the whole Bible, right? Right? Okay. So, but anybody else ever read this part in the Bible right here? Right, I thought that was, most people, I figured, would know that God has placed a value, something like, I'll put it to you like this, and all for all what it's worth, there is just like how our government says, you know, you should be making this amount, you know, you should have this amount, or you below the poverty line. That's the same thing the Lord was saying, basically, in so many words. So He like, everybody should be worth this much. Then in verse 8 He said, but if he be poorer than the estimation. So, you know, if I'm saying, well, Dale, you know, you should be at 6 grand. And he like, I meant 2. Then what it say? Go ahead.
Then he shall present himself before the priest, and the priest shall value him. according to his ability that vowed shall the priest value him.
Right, so then the priest gonna turn around with that man and say, okay, well, you be putting in this kind of work, so on and so forth. So no, you ain't got a million sheep, but this is what you are worth to us. Okay, but all I just really want you to see though, most important here is that God has established a way where he look at us with some financial type of value. Like that, like he does. And it's funny too, because when I think about it, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. Because if we ain't got no money, like none of us, we can't do this right. We can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess we can go outside and stand outside. You know what I mean? And how long we gonna stand out there? So you gonna need money to accomplish your goals, to get things done. Like you walk through here and you might say we ain't got no money and we poor, but sure, we over the thousands today.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just telling you. Yeah. I'm saying I'm just saying the bill on what you see is over the thousands. I'm not gonna get into all the major details. It's not necessary right now. You can ask me off camera. I really don't mind having. It's not private information. But I'm just saying we spent money to do this. If we ain't got, so you need money, and everybody ain't gonna be rich, and everybody ain't gonna be poor. And the rich, you can't be looking at the poor like you ain't got no value. Notice what he just said. He said in verse 8, but if he be poor than thy estimation, then shall he present himself before the priest, and the priest shall value him according to his ability, that vow shall the priest value. So when I take that upon myself, I say, well, if I don't have as much as Tyler, then what I need to make sure I'm doing is filling in my gap. That's what I'm going to say to myself. That's going to be the lesson that I'm going to learn from that. If I see that passage and I'm seeing that, oh dang, people worth something, and then really you might say to yourself, so what you worth? You don't even know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this I can't use this to determine my value. You know what I'm saying? This is 4,000 or 5,000 years old. But what I do know is that if I can't bring the money, I better bring the work. And just because I bring the money don't mean I can't bring no work though. I don't let y'all Jays get lazy on me. You pulling out a bill talking about you handling everything, cause I'm gonna sit right next to you and I ain't gonna pull out nothing. And I'm gonna bark out instructions right with you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna ask you to go do it. I'm just saying that's just me. You know what I'm saying? But let's go on over here to James chapter 2. Cause that don't really mean nothing to me. Cause I know that, as quick as Ira give me $100, I know that the reason Ira had that $100 to give it to me is the same reason I got it. It was from the Lord.
Absolutely.
So, you know what I mean? So therefore, Ira with all that extra paper should recognize, man, this came from the Lord, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you realize that, it's gonna put you in a better place. But we're gonna keep going. James chapter 2, let's pick it up in verse 5 and 6. So when we look at that Leviticus, I just want you to understand, number one, that we hold some type of value. And number two, since if you don't feel like you measure up financially, then you need to make sure you carry your weight somewhere else. Like, and cause I'm gonna tell you what I would hate. It would be this brother, man, he would come to the house. This would be during the Sabbath. And, everybody, we all eat and, like this was, after class we'd eat and kick it and whatever. And this dude didn't never do nothing but eat. He ain't never put in a penny. By the way, he had a job and no kids. How you ain't gonna contribute nothing? Nothing? But and that's the feeling you get. You know what I'm saying? And then you want to be lazy. So no, seriously. So when we at church, we said no. You want to be outside talking? Nah, bro. Come on. You need to come in here and do some work. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't finna slide up out of this, cause you don't never show up with nothing. Now ain't nobody gonna tell you to go nowhere, cause really we bigger than that. But I'm saying though, I'm not finna sit here and watch you don't never show up with nothing, and you don't put in no work. So again, when you look at that Leviticus, that's just showing you that if you don't feel like you measure up financially, then you better fill the gap. Let's go on over here to James chapter 2. James chapter 2. James chapter 2. See, the poor man, I'm going to tell you, we don't treat them right. Like, people don't treat the poor right. Like, it's crazy. When I say they don't treat the poor right, like, imagine you walking into a grocery store, right? You walk in there, you know, you got your Gucci purse or you got your Jordan sneakers on or whatever the case is, and you in there and you pushing your cart, and then you hit the corner and you see a lady in there with like 4 or 5 kids, and like you see like beat up sneakers and hoes and dusty clothes, whatever the case may be. Immediately, your mind go more times than not like, she should let them kids come out like that. Like that's the first thought, and I'm just using that as an example. But I just really want you to, like, when you outside, even when you see the bums, you know, look what I just did as an example. Like, we call them bums. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we call bum. That's not a positive word. Right. We don't treat the poor right. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, what y'all do when the guy comes to your window? Roll up, roll down, what? Whether you got money or not, do you roll up or do you roll down? When he comes to the window, do you even just, you know, man, bless you, bro? Or I tell you what I told the guy yesterday when he came to my window, since I seen him for the, man, 3rd year in a row at the same spot on Island. I said, look here, bro. I rolled the window down, right? He come, you know, they see you roll the window down, they think you finna break bread. I broke some bread with him, dog. I sure did. I said, man, I done been seeing you out here for a few years. You ain't made $100 yet. I was like, bro, if I'm out here, I don't need but my son in the car too. I'm really trying to teach him a lesson. I said, I don't need but $100. Because if I can make $100 stand, and I know you can make it standing out here in the day. If I could bring in 100, I could take 10 of that and go buy me some incense and stand right back out here the next day. And I'll be selling my incense. And I can go buy me some water. And I'm not gonna be out here begging. This is what I told him. So I still gave him some. I still rolled my window down for him. You know, and I was being, really, I was like, I'm trying, what it was, I didn't want to feel bad because I wasn't gonna give you no money. And so I realized to myself, I shouldn't feel bad. Like, dude, you been out here, you got plenty of opportunity. He been out there 3 years, same dude. Like, ain't no way in the world you supposed to still be on this block. You a bad example to my son. So I had to make an example out of you yesterday to show how tacky you are. Now him, he's a bum. Like when I say because if that's what you choose to be, then that's what you are. Because you ain't no way in the world, 3 years, The stories be bad, but they ain't that bad for you to be out there on the street like that when you getting money. I know you getting money. I done gave you money. I done gave that man $5 already. I stopped after about $5 or $6 when I realized that I'm gonna have to keep giving it to you. But I'm saying, how many other people made that move though? You done made plenty of money, man.
You gave $10, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So at any rate, let's go on over here to James chapter 2. So, but all I'm saying is we don't treat the poor right. That's what I'm saying. All right. And it ain't because you don't give them what they asking you for. Because that's just like a child. Child asks you for something. Sometimes you know better, right? And it's mine. So I can do what I choose to do with what I want to do with it. So I don't want to give you no money, but I'd rather take you to Wendy's or whatever. That's my option. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got to give you nothing. And you know, but we're gonna keep reading. James chapter 2, pick it up in verse 5. And the reason I say I ain't got to give you nothing, not like that, because I know what the book's saying. I know it's like, well, somebody ask, give. We're going to cover that, though. We're going to understand that. James chapter 2, and let's pick it up in verse 5.
Hearken, my beloved brethren, have not God chosen the poor of this world rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom which he had promised to them that love him? But ye have despised the poor.
See, he said, we despise the poor. He said, but I chose the poor. He said, have not I chosen the poor of this world? And he said they rich in faith. Why are they rich in faith? Because they steady calling on Jesus. And that's who give them everything. The more poor you are, like I watched that Michael Jordan documentary, and you know what I thought about? Through that whole documentary, that dude did 10 hours worth of video. That dude did not say, thank you, Lord. Yes. I ain't never see that dude say no prayers. God gave me. I ain't even see him do one of these numbers. You know how they used to do? He ain't do none of that. I'm like, yo, does he ever call on God?
No, he referred
I mean,
to something.
that's what happens when you get all that paper.
He referred to something, guys.
What? He sure did. He sure did. When you get so much money, you begin to believe that crap. Because, he was joking, but he wasn't. That's what but Marlo saw the same documentary. He said he referred himself as God. Yeah, you weren't God the day your daddy got killed. So at any rate, we despise the poor. But he says, hearken, my beloved, have not God chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, because they steady calling on Jesus, heirs of the kingdom. So look who he's telling you, get salvation. The poor. Why you despising somebody who's going to heaven? That ain't going to look too good. What that look like? So, Marlo poor, and I've been dogging Marlo out every day. What it look like? Me and him in the kingdom together. I don't work, do it. He going to be like, Lord, I don't even want to be around him. He be dogging me. Like, can I go on that side? He's mean. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is we despise the poor, but he telling you the poor are going to get salvation.
That's right.
So if they going to get salvation and they get despised by you, then you ain't going with them. So what I'm trying to get you to learn, God say is the 2 great commandments is to love the Lord with all your heart and to love your neighbor as yourself. I'm trying to get you to understand you control your own destiny with how you treat people, with how God gonna treat you.
Right.
You really do. And you can put yourself right in hell, or you can get like David, and they dog David out. David like, man, don't worry about that. It ain't no big deal that they dogging me out, whatever. Maybe God will see it. See where his mind is? Maybe God will see it. Like, don't nobody think like that around here. We think, oh, that Negro said what? Oh, he ain't got no respect. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. We be on them type of terms. So at any rate, he say, look here, but ye despise the poor. What do it say next?
Do not rich men oppress you?
Right. He like, how you gonna despise the poor? Rich people got you in the position you in right now, but you gonna despise the poor? That's why I told my son about riding through here the other day. I say, man, I love the hood. I asked him, could he live over here? He wasn't too thrilled about it. I said, because I told him, look, I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was like, man, like when we here, ain't no judging. We all here in the hood. Understand that. This ain't like you in Park Avenue in some hotel suite and you like, no, it don't work like that. When you here, we just all here. We all pour together. You know what I'm saying? Like the rest of the world, look at everybody around here as what Donald Trump called us the other day, thugs. Isn't that what he called us? Yo, that's crazy. Y'all, I don't know if y'all slick saw how he did that. But I mean, Michelle Alexander, Josh said she required reading, but she put us up on game. But let me tell you, these newspaper articles, and when they write, they speak in codes.
Absolutely.
And I seen something today, real quick. It was on Facebook or something, and they was like, when the Gentiles, the white people, when they protested for something, he made the comment like, basically a positive comment, because it wasn't none of us. But then the other night, when we tore up Minnesota, Minneapolis, yeah, he was like, those thugs. That's what I'm saying. He's saying, don't the rich oppress you? So how's you gonna look down on the poor? They not even gonna oppress you. It's sad how we treat them. Because you turn your nose up at them or convince yourself every time that they're lying. Right. That they making up a story. And I'm not saying nobody ain't making up no stories. Right. But even if somebody is making up a story, bruh, especially some of these old men I see out here. Like, dude, you making up a story, but you need something. You've been out here the whole time. Yeah, you can have $1, bro. Somebody gave me enough so I could give it to you. No pressure. Right. All right. Did we finish that?
Wait,
draw you before, but you despise the poor. Do not rich men oppress you. Oh, and what?
And draw you before the judgment seats.
Yeah, they get you in trouble. Let's go on over here to Luke chapter 6 now. Luke chapter 6. Luke chapter 6, verse 20. That's the only thing we got here. Luke 6 and 20. Luke chapter 6 and verse 20. Luke 6:20. And read that one verse. Go ahead.
And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, Blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of God.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? He was talking to them on a financial level, even though another place he gonna speak spiritually and say, Blessed are the poor in spirit or poor, yeah. But in this case though, he was literally talking about financially. And you're gonna see that even later. That's one of the things people don't understand. When God come back, he come back to redeem the poor. You know what I'm saying? The fatherless, the widows, like the powerless. Like God ain't coming back like to be bigging up Donald Trump. Like, all right, so look, you know that nuke you had? Well, I got a better one. It's a phantom bomb, dude. We could blow up whole planets. He ain't coming back for that. You know what I'm saying? Like when he coming back and he gonna destroy the rich. And he gonna uplift the poor. Right. The same people, when you leave here today, see, you gonna see him when you leave here. Now, when we was over there at Lansdowne, you weren't gonna see him. Not like you gonna see him here. And when you leave and you hit Broad and you go hit some of these other streets around here, when you see, them the people that's getting into the kingdom. See, you can't even convince yourself of that. And the reason you don't, partially because you don't even really understand what the kingdom is. And that Jesus is coming back. He's bringing the kingdom. That's the gospel. That he's bringing, that man is bringing the kingdom and is king over, and will be king of this kingdom. That is the good news. And he's doing that, and he's redeeming the poor. That's the reason he's coming back. All right? So he says, blessed be ye poor, for yours, like he said, your reward is the kingdom of heaven, or kingdom of God. So, let me tell you how much we don't really believe that. If we really believe that, we really would sell everything we have and just be like, I'm just going to be poor. If you just really, I'm not telling y'all to do that. Look here. Y'all stop playing with me. Right. If you sell all you have, just give it to me, all right? I'll hold it for a minute. But seriously. But honestly, though, the statement is there. You know what I'm saying? So now, with all that being said, we're going to learn that you're challenging your salvation the more you obtain in this life. And the funny thing about it is, that's what this life programs us to do, to go and obtain. But again, you challenging your salvation by doing that. You're going to have a harder time to get to the kingdom if you work at IBM or whatever, and you the computer engineer, than if you work at Kentucky Fried Chicken, and you the fry engineer. You know what I'm saying? You gonna act like you be like, well, my job? No, it ain't about the job. It's about the fact that you giving these more riches, you giving more money, and we're gonna understand that later. But that don't mean, because remember, it's all on you. You know what I mean? Like when I say it's all on you, like money ain't nothing to some people. You know what I'm saying? Like money ain't really. So they give it away. They don't even care. It ain't nothing. So I'm not saying that if you have, you going to hell. I'm saying you challenging your opportunity. You're making it more difficult. All right? And we're going to learn that today. So he said, blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. All right, so now let's go look at 1 Kings chapter 17. We're going to read this story here. This is a poor woman. 1 Kings 17. So what we started at 1, and my clock say 1:49. We'll be done by 3, so it's gonna be a normal 2-hour joint. Even though we are gonna do everything on my page, all 31 scriptures. So, 1 Kings chapter 17. 1 Kings chapter 17. Maybe a little more than 2. But you know what's funny though? This is what's funny. So, I've been around the block for a minute dealing with this word. We ain't never used to worry about time. Y'all might don't. We never worried about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was here, we was ready to eat. And we was grinding, and then even, after the lesson would go on, these elders would come down from Chicago. And really, when I say they would come down from Chicago, because I was living in Atlanta at that time, and these brothers would come down, and they was like 15 years in the word, 20 years in the word. I just wanted to eat. And so I just wanted everything you had. And then what happened was they moved to them 2 lessons. Y'all might don't remember, but at one point Bowie was getting up and was having 2 churches because he was moving to the church he in now. And so what happened is because he was doing 2 lessons in a Sabbath, like I think it was a 10 o'clock or something, and a 1 o'clock or something like that, he cut them to 2 hours. And so all of a sudden that just became like, ooh, we could do them in 2 hours. But before then, if we had a 2-hour lesson, we'd be looking like, what happened? Like something wrong. Like seriously something wrong. Like, is the teacher okay? So I was just saying, it's just funny how, but I will say this though, man, technology make everything move quicker. Because how long do it take for you to make oatmeal now? A minute. Take a minute. You throw it, man, look at it. Like in the microwave oatmeal, make it so bad. I learn how to make my oatmeal in the microwave better than the stove. I would have told you no. So let's go look at the poor right here. 1 Kings chapter 17, and let's pick it up at verse 1. And when you get there, we're going to read 1 through 16. When you get there, take off.
And Elijah the Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, as the Lord God of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word.
So Elijah done brought this drop. Go ahead.
And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Get thee hence, and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook of Cherith, that is before Jordan.
I find it amazing that God will listen to a man and not make it rain. And this lasted for 3.5 years. I mean, I just find that amazing. Like, you know, in this big old earth, you know, a little dot down there get to hollering to God. And the reason I'm saying that is you underestimate your power with God. And that's why you need to be careful the words that come out your mouth. Yes, and make sure that you don't say something like tell somebody go to hell. Like, see, what Israel is, that means to have power with God and with man.
That's right.
That's what that means. So once you begin to understand who you are and what God has given you, you'll understand you got more power than what you believe you have. And when you making moves like that, like God hear you. That's why he said you got to give an account for everything that come out your mouth. That's right. So you need to be careful of the things you say because, you know, sometimes we just get quick to anger and you make a comment and now you just damn somebody. And what you really not realizing is the angels is around. And what if he is supposed to take your orders right now? And you just damned somebody you really wasn't, you know, it was your mama. You know what I'm saying? You got mad at your mama and now you done cuss your mama out and you damned her. And then they say, you know, 2 days later she in a wreck or something stupid. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, blessings and curses are real in the Bible. They're real still today. Watch what come out your mouth when you cursing. Watch when you blessing people. You know what I'm saying? Just watch what you, just respect the words that come out your mouth because you are Israel. You have power with God and you got power with man. So at any rate, Elijah say it ain't finna rain for 3.5 years and it don't. So with that being said, some people gonna go hungry. Go ahead, what verse?
Verse 4. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. So he went and did according unto the word of the Lord, for he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith.
Go ahead.
That is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Arise, get ye to Zebreteth, which belongeth to Zidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded a widow woman there to sustain thee.
To make sure you straight, because he ain't been eating now. It got bad. The Lord was taking care of him, but then the well ran dry. So the Lord about to send him on. He's still going to take care of him. He's going to send him on his next way. The Lord take care of his servants.
That's right.
All right. Go ahead. Keep reading.
So he arose and went to Zarephath. And when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering of sticks, and he called to her and said, fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel, that I may drink. And as she was going to fetch it, she called to her. He called to her and said, bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread.
A morsel.
A morsel of bread in thy hand. And she said, as the Lord thy God liveth, I have not a cake, but a handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a course. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die.
So you see what she got going on. It's bad. So she like, man, look, I ain't got none. I'm just going to gather some sticks. She was like, and Elijah said unto her, fear not, go and do as thou. Verse 12. He said, as the Lord thy God liveth, I don't have what you asking for. I can't even feed you like that. But then he turned around and said, but a handful of meal in a barrel is all I got. A little oil in the cruse. And behold, I'm going to gather these sticks. I'm going to make up my meal. And it's a wrap. This is basically what, when he says it's a wrap, it's like, man, we going to die. Go ahead.
And Elijah said unto her, fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me thereof a little cake first.
So he's like, go ahead and do what you're going to do. Like, go on and make the meal, but make me something first. Go ahead.
And bring it unto me, and after make for thee and for thy son.
Yeah, that's something real right there. Because, like, you ain't got nothing. And some man, and you might recognize this man as a man of God. You know what I mean? I'm thinking she did. And then when he say, you like, I ain't got nothing left. I'm just going to feed me and my baby. And it's a wrap. And he say, nah, feed me first. That's some heavy faith this woman had. Like, she must have knew, like, okay, I'm going to feed him first. My reward must be coming somewhere because it's all I got. You know what I mean? Like, what he up to. But I'm going to trust him. Go ahead.
For thus saith the Lord God of Israel, the barrel of meal shall not waste.
But see, he told her this before she went and did it. So he say, Elijah said to her, fear not, go and do as thou hast said. Make me thereof a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee and for thy son. For thus saith the Lord God of Israel, the barrel of meal shall not waste. Go ahead.
Neither shall the course of oil fail. Cruse of oil fail until the day that the Lord sendeth rain upon the earth. And she went and did according to the saying of Elijah, and said, and she and he and her house did eat many days.
Right. So she did it. She was told to do it. She did it. Bam. They ate. Well, she thought she was going to die. All right. She had some faith to go with it. And that's what the Bible say, because most people, think about it. Who going to take their last and give it to anybody? If anything, and before your son, you know that we don't think like that at all. Like, no, we don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you might be big enough to say, I'm not going to take it from me. You can have it from me, but not your son. But at the same time, though, this was a man of God, and he told her to do it. She believed. The poor are rich in faith.
That's right.
So she believed, and so she ain't have to suffer through it. And the barrel of meal, because see, here's the thing. With God, we just all people. He don't say, oh, yeah, you rich and you poor. You understand? Like, he don't, you know what I mean? Meaning, he provided for us all. And if you rich, then obviously he provided for you. But if you poor, look, we used to go out here and feed the homeless every Friday night. Man, let me tell you something. I don't know about here in Philly. Them homeless people in Atlanta eat better than we do. People keep coming out there to feed them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you can't just come out there and feed them. You got to go through the city. And it got to be, you know what I'm saying, like certain food. And it's weird. I'm like, dang, I thought they was homeless. Why I can't just give them half my sandwich? You know what I'm saying? If you really, because they eating good. And they telling you too, they like, yeah, we get this truck come in on this day, this truck. You know, they sound like the stimulus package. Got me not want to go back to, got them not want to go back to work now. You know what I'm saying? They can just sit out here and enjoy the moonlight at night, and they ain't got no bills, and they gonna eat good, and they ain't gonna smell too good. But let's go over here to Mark chapter 12. But I'm just saying that the poor, the Lord take care of them. I'm telling you, man. These folks you see, like, you can't see somebody, like, let's say you walk up on somebody and he looks bad. Like, you can't make it to getting, you have to eat something sooner or later. You can't make it to me, for me to see you without you being taken care of in some kind of way. I be looking too. Sometimes I be looking at their shoes, but I be slick, like, trying to see their socks. I mean, I'm just saying, that's just me. Cause, you know, socks gonna tell the story. Don't no man want to put no dirty socks on. I don't know. I mean, I'm talking about them hard, crusty, like, you putting them on. I'm talking about the ones like, yeah, them kind of socks, right? So I'm just telling you, I'm looking like that when I'm looking to just check you out. You know what I'm saying? Cause really, sometimes, man, people do be hustling. Cause really, around here, we good. Like, when I say we good, like, I be looking at some of these poor people, man, I'm like, yo, them True Religion jeans, I don't care who gave them to you. Them cost a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I be looking at like coats and, like, we do good. We good. And then for somebody to tell you I'm hungry and gonna turn down Wendy's.
Yeah, right. You turn out.
Yeah, I pour a little too good around here, man. I pour a little good life. It's a very large planet out here. And everybody poor don't act like ours. All right, but let's go to Mark chapter 12. Mark chapter 12. Most of the time, man, I don't want to hear your story when you poor. Gotta be honest with you. I don't want to hear your story because everybody think they story the worst story in the world. And now all of a sudden, if you start telling me about how bad your life was, we're going to Mark chapter 12. I don't know if that's on y'all paper. Nope, it's not. If you start telling me how bad your life is, you might sell yourself short of these $2 because I might tell you how bad mine is. And matter of fact, by the time we done, you might start giving me some money. It used to, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm saying, don't give me the life story. Don't give me nothing. If you see me, you know what I'm saying? Like my man last night say, can you pump the gas? I'm like, no. Can I pump my gas? I got this. You can get $1 though. And he got a lecture too. Oh yeah, you want my money? I'm a school. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm a school. Right when I pulled off from you. When I pulled over to that gas station, they standing over there. I'm like, oh yeah, y'all gonna hear it today, bro. I ain't got no problem looking out for you. But you're gonna get a whole, cause I mean, look, ain't no reason that I should see you here next year. You know, cause if you ask me again next year, I'm like, bro, you sorry and poor. Cause you stayed out here. Like me, I'm telling you, it's not gonna be me. Like I say, I might have to stand on the corner and beg a day or two. I'm not trying to say nobody don't have to be where they have to. Trust me, you gotta humble you. You might have to beg. Even though he said, I've never seen the righteous forsaken or a seed begging bread. But you shouldn't be out there begging for no whole year, man. If that's something wrong with you. You need to reanalyze the way you thinking. But anyway, Mark chapter 12, and let's pick it up at verse 41 through 44. Mark 12, 41 through 44. When you get there, go ahead and read it.
And Jesus sat over against the treasury and beheld how the people cast money into the treasury, and many that were rich casting much. And there came a certain poor widow, and she threw in two mite.
That say 50 cents in my Bible. Go ahead.
Which make a fottering. And he called unto him his disciples, and saith unto them, Verily I say unto you, that this poor widow has cast more in than all they which have cast into the treasury.
Man, God looking at it different from you. Yep. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, man, if you ain't got no money, then put in some work. He might look at you and feel like you done did more. You created more value than all the other people put in here together. But you know, you ain't had no money. And so therefore you have to be careful of how you look at somebody who ain't got no money. Look what he said about this woman who put her feet. He said he was just watching too. He just watching everybody go to the basket. And he sitting there, he like, man, this lady done gave her 50 cents. These folks done gave hundreds. You know what he probably was thinking, like, why they ain't give her some money? I'm the only one who seen her put in 50 cents. But go ahead, keep reading.
For all they did cast in of their abundance, but she of her want did cast in all that she had, even all her living.
So it said for all they did cast in all their, they had money. But she lacked. So she She gave basically all she had. That's basically what she, And when you working like that, so who taking care of you then? She must know before she put that 50 cent in there where she getting her next meal from. Because how many of y'all, honestly, gonna put your last dollar, your last, in that envelope and put it in church? Nah, y'all gonna be on that. So how much is it when you want to borrow from your tithes? You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the phone call. It's a fit, by the way, but that's the phone call I'm gonna get. But you ain't gonna put your last in there. You know what I mean? We like no. We're not gonna put our last in there. I just don't see.
That's right.
I just don't see that's something move that we make. But I just want you to see this what this woman did, though. And I'm not telling you to put your last in there. I'm just trying to get you to understand. It's a way of thinking that prevents you from truly being rich. That's all. When you could just let it go and let God, as the song say. You know what I'm saying? Like one time in the Bible, we ain't gonna read this story, but one time they had to pay taxes. They ain't got no money. Jesus said, hey man, go down to the fish. You know what I mean? He come out, grab a pearl or something out of his mouth. I'm saying God make miracles like that. You just gotta trust him. So when it look bleak and I don't know, like you gotta call on God, right. Trust God, and play by the rules. Let's go on over to Proverbs chapter 14 now. Proverbs chapter 14. Proverbs chapter 14. Notice my favorite part of the class. Proverbs chapter 14. Let's pick it up at verse 31. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 31. When you get there, go ahead.
He that oppresseth the poor reapproacheth his maker.
So if you, now here goes some rules now. You know what I'm saying? Like when I say here goes some rules, like blessed are the merciful, they shall obtain mercy. He said if you oppress the poor, what happened again, bro?
Reapproaches his maker.
You approach your maker. So like basically, you don't want to be oppressing the poor. You pissing God off. God is a reproacher to you, and vice versa. When you oppress the poor, oppress me. Like for example, here's the oppression of the poor. So easy way. I got a good one. The mechanic. So if you take your car to BMW or wherever it is, you're gonna pay like $1,000 to change a light bulb, and you know this, and you know that you can't change it at all though. And so the guy on the street though, the bum, he can do it, and you know he can do it. All right, but you want a deal. Now you know it was gonna cost you $1,000 if you took it to your dealership. And you won't pay this dude $5 because he a junkie in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an unjust weight. That's an abomination. You see what and that's oppression of the poor. You reproaching your maker. That's what he telling you. Now, look, be fair. Now it's okay, Sister Lisa, to ask for a deal. You know what I mean? But dang, Sister Lisa, I can't let you live here for $1 a month. I'm losing. It's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes be fair. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know it costs, see you about to go ask Sister Tiffany to do your hair. And this lace front, whatever junk costs $500 and 10 hours to braid up or do whatever you gotta do. But Tiffany my girl though. So you got me, right? $20. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, that ain't even that right. But that's how we be playing each other though. That's oppressing the poor though. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, give me what it's worth though. Like, or you better off, just let me give it to you then. You know what I'm saying? But don't give me $2 when we know it's worth $100 and I'm only wanting $40 for it right now. Like, so think of that sometime. People come offering you work. How you so ready to and I'm not saying they don't look for the deal. Like, come on now. If I know it's gonna take you, you the mechanic, I know it's gonna take you an hour, and the dealership charging $500 for that hour, and I know that you're gonna get it done in an hour. I mean, dang, 50, 60. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I can still pay you, but don't Don't rip me off either, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But again, Israel, we seem to have a problem with, doing business with Israel. And it's sad. But anyway, let's go on over to Proverbs chapter 19. We're going to read verse 7 and verse 17. So when we get in that one verse, that Proverbs 14 and 31, do not oppress the poor. So my thing in that is just be balanced, be fair with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they want to, it's cool if you don't want to give your dollar away, but if you want to say, can you come clean my wheels? You know what I mean? Like, can you clean my rims, or can you vacuum out my car, or come rake my leaves, or whatever the case may be. Because you know that we live in a world where we supposed to be giving to the poor. That's what we're going to learn today. But you know how I go. We be feeling like the poor ain't got nothing but excuses. So then, all right, put them to work, see what happens.
Right.
They shouldn't have no problem. You should have no problem sweeping Sister Mildred's walkway. If she like, you want $1, come sweep my walkway. Oh, well, my leg hurt. Well, you don't want this dollar then. Yeah, that's what that is. All right, so let's go to Proverbs chapter 19, and let's pick it up at verse 7. Proverbs 19 and verse 7. When you get there, go ahead and read.
All the brethren of the poor do hate him.
So this is when he say all the brethren of the poor do hate him, because that's what happened. When somebody poor, we don't like them. Like what's the saying? You ain't put in on this.
Right.
That's the thought process. Like you always coming, begging. You ain't never got nothing. Like don't nobody really like. I don't really like you. I mean, you might be cool with it. We brothers, but I'm just showing you. This is how people brain think. This is how we have been programmed to think. You know what I'm saying? And so, in order for you to change what you are, you gotta face what you are. Right. And we don't like poor people. We don't. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna try to adjust our thinking with that, hopefully, Lord willing. So that we understand that really in our mind, man, we just peoples, not rich or poor. So where was we at? 19 and 7? He say, look, all the brethren of the poor do hate him. Go ahead.
How much more do his friends go far from him?
Yeah.
He pursueth them with words, yet they are wanting to him.
Yeah, like when he say wanting, that means like lack. Like they ain't gonna come around. That's what want means. Want, W-A-N-T, and lack are the same word, right? By definition. Okay, so just so you know that when you read Proverbs, because they're gonna use that more often. But so he said, all the brothers of the poor do hate him. How much more do his friends go far? Like it's almost like, man, Dale about to call us. See Dale calling on the phone, like, hey, I already gave the man $20 this week. I know he wants some more gas money. I'm just gonna let it go to voicemail. You know what I mean? Or answer the phone, like you sleep or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't talk. But most of the time you don't want to answer the phone because you know cats ain't got no money. They don't care you sleep. I'm sorry for waking you up. That's hard. I'm sorry for waking. But let me tell you something though, so you understand something. If somebody calling you and asking you for something, number one, if you able to get it to them, you need to thank God.
Yes, sir.
Because number one, you have it. Okay? Life give to the givers, takes from the takers. Number two, though, this person thought enough of you to come to you. Because some people don't want to ask nobody for nothing because, like last time I asked this Lisa for something, she was like, And next thing you know, you get the whole 21. I don't even want to. That's okay, Sister Lisa. That's all right. Yeah, I mean, so, and I'm saying that's how we function, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, all in your bit, like, Dad, you need $10, man. I'm not going to ask you what you about to drink. I just might ask to buy me Black and Mild when you go get me. But, I mean, seriously, though, like, because we be, well, he about to go drink. Well, then you tell him, I don't want you drinking with my money. But alcoholics need food, too. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 17. Go ahead.
He that hath pity upon the poor.
It's the highlight verse right here. If you got pity into the poor, what else?
Lendeth unto the Lord.
Right. He said, so basically when you give it to the poor, you give it to the Lord. Like, do y'all believe this? Because if you believe this, then you be making a whole lot more effort to make sure that you make it. I put it to you like this. Even in amongst here, whoever you feel in your mind is the least fortunate, sometimes you know. Sometimes you do know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody ain't working and you know they ain't working. Okay, perfect example. I hate to pick on Marlo, but that's okay. Marlo making more money now than he was when he was at work. But he work in the food industry. We all know that. We know Corona hit. He ain't been to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about that. Now, don't get, like I said, you know, they paying you more now to stay at home than to go to work. So, Marlo, I might need to buy a couple dollars from you, bro. But I'm just saying, though, but the point is, and then, you know, this man got 2 kids. So I'm saying sometimes you ain't got, you ain't got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Just look around sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, he got a job, ain't got no kids, he should be straight. Oh, he got, and see, that's why I don't like teaching these lessons. But I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Lord take care of me. But, you know, he got all them kids. Like, he got all them kids. Why should we ask him for some money? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just things that, you know, we should know. That's what I'm getting at. We should know.
Teach.
All right? So it shouldn't be to the point where I got to wait till, you know, Ira come ask me for some money. I can't stand that. Honestly, I can't. Like, I got to wait. Like, I know you need some money. I got to wait till you dig it. I got to make you. It's almost like a power trip.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm bigger than you. Or like I'm better than you. And that's what I don't like about the whole currency exchange. Like, the whole thing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you got it right now, it was only time and chance. You ain't no better. You ain't no smarter. You ain't no, it was time and chance.
That's right.
So, and it got, what he say? The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away.
Right.
And now he can have you sitting out there begging. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, you might want to consider stuff like that when somebody coming at you about something. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that could be me. You know what I'm saying? Or if I look weird about it right now, God might be looking at me, or them angels might go snitching, and they be like, you know what, we're going to put you through that for a little bit. And I ain't got time for that. I appreciate what I got. I ain't going to lie to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm content, I should say. I appreciate it. Matthew chapter 6.
Finish that.
Do we finish 17?
No.
Finish that verse out.
And
Yeah, thank you. Finish that. Just read the whole verse. 17.
he that have pity upon the poor lendeth unto the Lord, and that which he have given will he pay him again.
Right, you looking for that poor man to pay you again. You see, that he gonna pay you again. That's the Lord gonna pay you. That's who you need to be looking to pay. You know, to pay you back with. You know, and look, if Dale say, bruh, like I done did that before. I borrowed some money one time, and brother say, and I told him I'm gonna pay him back, and I paid him back. He say, you know, I did the you know, my due date the 14th, so I'm calling you on the 13th, like I got half. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, actually, no, that ain't even true. I had the whole thing. I did. I said I had the whole thing, but was like, can I keep half of it? Because I still need half of it. And he was like, cool, but I need it because the money I gave you was, you see what I'm saying? Like, and so I respected that. And I felt kind of bad that, like, dang, I'm holding up your money. But we was cool, though. We was cool. Right. But the moral of the story is, number one, communicate if you're going to borrow some money. Right. People won't be looking at you like you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared. You ask to borrow money the first time. I already know you in some type of jam. So if you come back to me, that's probably was my expectation. Most of the time when you come to me, I'm going to tell you just off the rip. Unless it's an amount of money that I can't really afford to loan, I'm going to be like, you can have it. Like, don't even, because for whatever reason that you needed to come to me for $50, like, that means you was short that 50 and I got it. You straight. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll cover you on that right now. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, make sure though, if you're on the receiving end, you communicate. But if you're on the giving end, though, like, look, the Lord saying he going to repay you. I'd much rather the Lord give me back than Dale. Because I think the Lord paid me, I think he paid me better than you. You know what I'm saying? Because if anything else, the money just be a little more crispy. You know what I'm saying? So let's go on over here to, where I said next. Matthew? Yeah, Matthew 6, verse 1 through 4. Verse 1 through 4. See, if people looked at it like that, it wouldn't be, like, would you be so hesitant to give the bum something? You know, the bum, that's what we call him. So that's what we can relate. Would you be so hesitant to give, you know, Uncle Eddie that be hanging out at the store every day? Would you be so hesitant if you knew the Lord was going to pay you back? You know what I mean? You'll be every time you walk by there. Here you go, my man. You know what I mean? You be giving him money like the bank, wouldn't you? If you knew the Lord was gonna pay, but the Lord is telling you that though.
What do you wait for him to ask? You need something.
Exactly. And then when the last time you did that though? Not to somebody in here. I'm talking about somebody on the street. When the last time you seen somebody and you gave them something before they gave it to you, before they came even ask for it? It's just something to think about. Because you got to remember who you're giving it to anyway. You got to understand you're giving it to God. You just gotta believe, man. They ain't my words. Matthew 6:1-4. On the flip side, though, here's the counter to that. We're going to learn about the poor and how we function with them today. Go ahead.
Take heed that ye do not your alms before men to be seen of them.
Right, so when you're doing something for somebody, understand something. It ain't so I can get, and man, I cannot stand this. And maybe I've been around long enough to see it, but it's like, I can see when people, you just want the glory. You just want the fame. You didn't even do this for no real reason. You wanted everybody to see you, all eyes, all lights on you. That's what you really wanted. He said, like, when you do something for somebody, leave that between you, them, and let them praise you then. Let them run out and tell the whole world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But don't you ain't supposed to, go ahead, start that over, bro.
Take heed that ye do not your alms.
Your arms, that's like when you're doing something for somebody. Okay? Go ahead.
Before men to be seen of them.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven.
So remember, we said if you give to the poor, that you lend into the Lord, He gonna give it back to you. But if you doing your alms to be seen of men, so that you can come back up in here and tell Ira what happened when, Thursday or whatever, you follow what I'm saying? Then the Lord ain't paying that back. So like I say, the rules is here. But I'm like, this got to be authentic, though.
Right.
This got to be that one done in the dark when you was like this right here and just kept on moving.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or one of them numbers when you threw it on the floor and walked away and act like you never walked by to start with. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody just anybody ever just found some money? I can't stand that. I be at home, right? And Tiffany be done just left there, right? And then next thing you know, it's like a 20 sitting up here. I'm like, really? Because I know you can, it make it so bad, I don't even want to call and be like, did you get it? Because I already know, you know what I'm saying? But then you got it, but it's like, it ain't like on the ground. You know what I'm saying? If it was on the ground, maybe I might think she lost it. No, it's up here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand when people do that. But when the last time y'all did that, though? When I say I can't stand when people do it, it's just because it's nice when people do things for you. But it's like, dang, I'm cool. Like, I'm always look at myself like I'm good. So that's why, and it's like that, but still, though, when the last time y'all did that? You know what I'm saying? Well, didn't nobody ask. You rode in the car with somebody and you just left some money in their ashtray. See, these are things people done did to me. That I ain't know. Well, I might have did some of it. But I'm just saying, when the last time you did that? To somebody that needed, though. $5 cross that bridge to hear the PA. You know what I'm saying? PA people, when the New Jersey people come around here, y'all know they got to cross back over. You know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes we don't think about it. Because I call Ira over in a minute. I don't think about the fact it cost you $5. And I don't. You know what I mean? But don't worry, I would say, JD, I need that honey. I done been over here 50 times already.
You good with that.
Nah. But where we at though? Finish that.
Verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. Verily, I say unto you, they have their reward.
Man. So I'm just saying, what you want from God or from man, people to see you. Let's go on over to our next one. Proverbs chapter 21. Proverbs 21. That on y'all paper? Mm-hmm. Yeah, 21 and 13. Proverbs 21 and 13. Proverbs 21, 13. So I'm gonna tell y'all, it's never a secret with me. Putting these lessons together. So I was up all night. A lot of times what happens, you get to read. And so I have paper. Actually, I ain't even looked at it. Notes just all over the place. Just all over the place. And so putting a lesson together, especially like this one, because even though I had an older one, but I didn't want that one because I knew what that was talking about. I was trying to come different than that. Cause I kind of want to bring it all the way back to Pentecost when we done. But man, it'd be difficult, like narrowing it down. I had my kids a couple weeks ago, and y'all should try, especially y'all sisters, just because the brothers gonna try it more often, and nobody tells the ladies to do this. But y'all should try to put a lesson together. See how that works. Even sisters, if you say, well, I just can't do it unless I teach you. Okay, well, call your husband, call one of your partners, kick some book with them. 10 scriptures, 15, but you try. It is not easy. Like, it's not easy putting no lesson together. You know what's easier for me? Bible study. I think that's funny. Because typically Bible study is more difficult than putting a lesson together, as people think. But yeah, I know, right? So where we at, bro?
We're about to start 13.
21 and 13?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, read that.
Whoso stoppeth his ear at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard.
I ain't got nothing to say. Proverbs 28 and 27. I think that one said enough. So, I'm saying, again, we have the privileges of getting the rules to the game. You want to get heard? Then that means you sound like you need to be listening to the cries of somebody less fortunate than you. If you want your cries to be heard. Proverbs 28 and verse 27. Proverbs 28 and verse 27.
He that giveth unto the
Hold
poor.
on. We're going to wait till they get there. Because it wasn't on their paper. Proverbs 28.
It's on there.
Oh, is it 27? Oh, my bad. Oh, okay, well, go ahead.
He that giveth unto the poor shall not lack, but he that hideth his eyes shall have many a curse.
Again, there ain't too much I have to say about that one. Let's go to chapter 28 and 27 now.
That's what we
Leviticus 19. Leviticus chapter 19. What y'all got? Verse 10. We're going to go to 9. We're going to read 9. We're going to read 9 to 19. Leviticus. So, now we go into the law, y'all. And we're going to look inside the law. Because again, the Lord, he say, like, consider the lilies of the field. He taking care of them, and consider the sparrow. So he taking care of the poor, and he gonna make sure that the poor is straight. So he establishes inside the law fairness for the poor, and we're gonna see some of that. Because if he didn't, we'll dog him out. Because we don't like the poor. I'm just telling you. Like when I say I'm telling you, watch what you do the next time you. Well, see, you might not do it now, but normally, or think about what you do when you go to a corner store. That's what we call them at home. The whatever what you call them? The bodegas. No, we definitely don't call them that. Yeah, okay. But we go to the corner store and you see, like, think about how you act toward the poor guy. Like on a norm, do you tense up your purse? Do you get on the phone, or even stay on the phone, knowing he about to ask something, and you just look at him and just like, I'm on the phone, like Dominique Wilkins did me. That's
Oh, no, I'm gonna call him out.
he did do me like that. But and you know what? On the same token, though, he took a picture with my wife and my kids. It was a different day though, so I wanted to be like, yo, but he was on the phone though, and so he was like. And I felt cause I was like, I'll never holler at a rich person again. No, just playing. But it's cool. Let's go to Exodus. Where are we going? Leviticus 19. Leviticus chapter 19, and let's pick it up at verse 9. Some of those rich are very arrogant, and I don't want to put him out there as being arrogant. He seemed like a nice guy. I just caught him at a bad moment. But what I'm saying is, we hate the poor. Look how you treat them. You know what I'm saying? Like, look how you treat the stanky girl. Or, no, seriously though. Or gummy man. Or, I'm just saying that these are the nickname, the terms that we call. But these people be poor though. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you really think that little boy wanted to smell like sour milk at school every day? You know what I'm saying? Like, but we dogged them out though, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, we don't like the poor. That's what that be about. Nothing more. We hate them. And we have to change the narrative on that. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 9. And when you get there, go ahead.
And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither shalt thou gather the gleanings of thy harvest. And thou shalt not glean thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard.
So, the Lord, he putting us in the promised land. And when he put us in the promised land, he was about to get everybody their 40 acres and a mule. Everybody was going to get straight so that you can go out there and take care of yourself. So he said, but look, when I give you this land, I want you to work this land, but you need to make sure you don't gut this joint out. Leave some for the poor. Like, so the Lord, in making the law, prior to really nobody at this point even got an inheritance, there really isn't poor right now. Everybody's good at this particular time. We all just leaving Egypt together. We all coming out the hood. Remember we talked about being in the hood where everybody feel good over here because we all equal. Well, they left Goshen and they was going to the land of milk and honey, so they was moving on up. And so you know how that go. But at any rate though, so he giving them law and he saying, look, by the time we get there and we start, getting rich or poor for whatever reason, and we're going to see more of that in the law. He say, look, make sure that when you work that yard, that you leave some for the poor. That's what he told you. Now, you try to do something like that now, you liable to get shot, especially black people. Just imagine you walking down the street, somebody got carrots or some greens. I done seen greens grow, or something like that, tomato vine. And you try to go grab one of their tomatoes off the vine, you might get shot over there. The Lord is saying, leave that on there. Leave a piece for the poor. When he is having us to establish how we working what's ours. This belongs to me. My daddy gave me this. I inherited this. But the Lord is telling me I got to share some of this. Because we got to remember who taking care of you anyway. Like, that's what it's all boy. Like, what you got and how you was at. Oh, well, I went to school. It wasn't no God. Yeah, it was God. I know you put in a whole lot of work. Everybody ain't. Some people already had 2 kids, couldn't do the work. Well, that's their fault. They had 2 kids. Well, their daddy didn't love them. They wouldn't have found love. Like, you can't. You can only really just break down and analyze why you are who you are. Don't try to sit here and tell Q why she is what she is with her life. Why did you do this and why you don't know? Like my mom had me. My mama got married at 15. Let's just put it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what she did. She wouldn't got married at 15. Now, if I just would have told you my mama had me at 16, you would have thought one way, huh? That's what you would have thought, huh? Yep. So at any rate, I'm just saying the narrative sometimes ain't how you see it. So what you need to do is just worry about, worry about you. I can change the narrative again. And my daddy was 10 years older than my mama. I don't know. So now I look real bad, don't it? But he had lied to my mama and said she was 22 or 21. So, but I'm just saying, do you see how when you don't know the story and how you assume, and then when somebody give you a piece, all of a sudden you run with that piece, and that be dead wrong, or it don't be enough. So again, just chill with the judging. You know what I'm saying? Chill with the hate. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to analyze why you doing so bad, why I'm doing so good. Hey, instead of trying to analyze it, why don't you try to help this person come up to your level then? If you feel a certain, but then what do that make you? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I feel good when I got 100 and you ain't got none. Mm-hmm. But if we all got 100 now. So at any rate, what verse are we at? We done. Oh no, we got to still roll through this. Let's go. Go ahead. What verse?
Middle of 10.
All right.
Thou shalt lead them for the poor and stranger. I am the Lord your God. Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. And ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him.
Uh-huh.
The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning.
Right. So like, if somebody worked for you, pay them. You know, like, look, we ain't filling out 1099s and all W-2s and all that. Somebody worked for you. I'm talking about like they come to your house or your car or, you know, something like, and they do something for you, pay them. That's what God is saying. Forget what man on. You know, forget the weak in the hole, all that. That's man system. God say, so if you got a company and you get paid, then you pay out. You know, if you know, and when I say that, like, you know, if me and Dre got a company and I understand that, you know, how the contract work and this is something we agree on that I'm going to get paid at the end of the month when he get paid or something. I ain't talking about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, if you got somebody that's going to come do some work for you, pay them. Don't be holding on to their money. If you can't pay them, then either, number one, you need to let them know ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have it to give you. I won't have it until such and such day. But you don't be holding it. Or you, or you do it yourself. They can't do it. Like, you pay. Don't be holding people money. What verse?
14.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt not curse the deaf.
So all this, he trying to show you how you deal with people here. Go ahead.
Nor put a stumbling block before the blind.
Uh-huh.
But shall fear thy God. I am the Lord.
Keep reading.
Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor.
Right, so he's saying don't take it either way. Poor, rich, like, look, money ain't, that's what I'm saying. Money ain't that, like, it's some rich idiots out here. Like, I mean, like, how you get a bag, I do not know. And you're an idiot. Like, everything, every move. What's that boy playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Which one?
Antonio Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, they got this one football player. All you got to do is shut up and come to practice. All he wants to do is get on social this and all this stuff. And, like, he practically
lost 25 million.
Basically. He practically is, like, one of the best players in the game because you're such an idiot. You ain't making $25 million this year. You idiot. Like, dude, I could use some of that. Like, you can come right over here to this side of town and break bread with us since you don't want your money. I hope you hear this, too. Antonio Bryant, somebody need to tag him. Pay us. We'll take the money for you. But look, I don't understand. Some people out here stupid, man. So just because you got money, it don't mean you got sense at all. Yeah. So he's saying, look, you should not do no unrighteous in judgment. Thou should not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. Look, you hear a matter and judge it just righteously. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta write it down on a piece of paper and act like you don't know who said it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you judge righteously. Don't lean on one way because they poor or lean the other way because they get money. That's where we at now.
16.
Keep going.
Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
That's a real one right there. That stop all that backbiting stuff. You know what I'm saying? If I got a problem with you, Sylvia, we just need to talk. We just need to chop. We're supposed to be family. You know what I mean? Like, and let me tell you something. If something happen, we gonna feel bad. Something happen to somebody around here, we gonna feel bad. Even though I can't stand Dale, but if something happen to Dale, you know what I'm saying? Like, or if somebody trying to do something to him, I'm gonna be right there. You know what I mean? Like, so for as much as we hate on each other around here, don't act like I don't know that it go on, because I do. You know what I'm saying? The whispers. Look, you can't whisper nothing, man. A bird gonna tell. It's gonna come back around. Somebody's gonna open up their mouth and tell. But as much as we hate each other around here, we would hate to see something happen to one another. But go ahead. What verse are we at?
18.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shall not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
Go ahead.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
So
I
that's
am
the moral
Lord.
of it all. Like, treat people the way you want to be treated. You don't want nobody to judge you one way or the other. You know, because you got or because you lack. You want to be judged by just who you are and what your character is. And that ain't got nothing to do, shouldn't have nothing to do with no money. Let's go over here to Proverbs chapter 10 now, right? Yeah, back to Proverbs. We got 3 Proverbs and then Deuteronomy. We ain't got a whole lot of time, but I hope we're seeing some stuff we don't normally see in our studies.
Yes, sir.
Proverbs, what I said, 10. Proverbs chapter 10. Proverbs chapter 10. We're going to pick this up at verse 4. All right, so on the flip side, well, we're going to let him tell the story because, you know, we started this off talking about the poor, and I was like, you should want to be poor. You know, poor getting to the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? But watch this stuff. Proverbs 10 and pick it up at verse 4. When you get there, go ahead and read.
He becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich.
Right. So just like how God is giving you the advantage, take care of the poor, I'm going to take care of you. He giving you the counter too. And everybody who out here poor, it ain't just a sad story. Sometimes they just lazy. That's what that's saying. Read that verse again.
He becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich.
Yup. So if you don't want to do nothing, then you're going to be poor. If you want to, one of my favorite books I've ever read is The Slight Edge. That's what the name of the book is called, The Slight Edge. And it's a book, and the way the book starts off, if it tells a story about the 2 frogs and the butter or the milk. And one frog was like, I can't get out, and he died. And the other frog just kept on trying. And eventually he tried so much that milk turned, to churn butter, basically. And he was able to climb out. So I'm saying, don't make excuses for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's something you want, you look for that goal, you see what it takes, you discipline yourself to go and obtain that goal. You want a new house? Then stop running up your credit cards now. You know what I'm saying? You're going to need to keep a job if you want a house, and you're going to need to save up some money. These are some of the things, and you're going to need to clear up all that old debt if you want a new house. I'm saying, you see a goal, and then you work toward that goal daily. And if you fall short of that goal on one day, then I guess you add another day at the end until you get there. But don't be lazy, and that's how some people end up poor. All right? What was that? What verse?
That was 4. We're going to 15 now.
Go ahead. Yep, keep reading.
The rich man's wealth is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their
I'm
pride.
sorry. You at chapter 10. You skipped the 15?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not with
Oh,
you.
what you wanted?
Yeah, no, you good. You good. I wasn't with you. The rich man's wealth is... Okay, yeah, go ahead. Read that again, yo.
The rich man's wealth is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty.
Poverty, uh-huh.
The labor of the righteous tendeth to life. The fruit of the wicked to sin.
All right, that's good. So that's something else you got to take note for verse 16. But in verse 15, you say the rich man's wealth is his strong city. So I want you to think about the wealthy. They live good, don't they? You know, matter of fact, they got big houses, don't they? You know, they generally got nice mansions, something to that effect. I mean, you know, them rich people. Not all rich people, but most rich people got big houses. All right. So he said the rich man's wealth is his strong city. They got a big house. They got a big banking account. They got assets. They got web pages, billboards. Like they're powerful. That's what they are. They're a strong city. Then he said the destruction of the poor is their poverty. Like everything poor got, man, it just, like my car, it just broke down. You understand what I'm saying? Like poor people have broke down cars. Rich people cars don't break down. You do understand that, right? Because all they do is they call up whatever company is coming to get it, and they pick it up and they bring it back, and rich people get rentals and all. You understand? We deal with car problems. So I'm just saying, that's what he's telling you right here. He's saying, like, look, till they destroy. Like he say, the destruction of the poor is their poverty. Like that's our like. For example, now I know the Bible say that the black man gonna get locked up, put in jail, but the reason that there are more black men locked up and in jail and in prison is because we can't afford a doggone lawyer. That's why. White people do crime too. White people do crime, we do crimes. The reason that the majority, like it's a conspiracy, I get all that. I'm not taking from none of that. I'm just telling you the conspiracy, the starting point of the conspiracy, move number one, you ain't got no lawyer. You know, like, so when you get in here, oh yeah, you got a public defender who rap sheet, who don't even know you, he just met you today, and you can't call him. You know what I'm saying? Trying to go down to the public defender's office doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? So the point is, poor people, man, I stuff to go to destruction, man. That's what it do. Rich people, they get to commit crimes and they get to commit serious crimes and do 2 years and be back on TV smiling, baking cakes. That's what rich people do. Right, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Oliver North. I mean, you know, like we do crimes like that, you never see us again. You know what I'm saying? You never see us again. So, again, that's because we ain't got no money to lead to our destruction. So you need some money. I'm not trying to tell you to be poor just because God going to bless the poor. But we're going to see that he going to bless the poor. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 17. But the reality is, y'all broke in here too. I think y'all got money. Y'all think y'all got money. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 17. And if you do, you hiding it well. Because I'm thinking all y'all look broke to me. That's what I tell you. Proverbs chapter 21 and pick it up at verse 17. Here go another one to get you Paul. Brothers, especially. Now, women too, though, but watch what it says.
He that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man. He that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich.
I mean, I think that says is what it needs to say. But when they talk about wine or oil, it's whatever your vices is. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you're going to spend your money on, it, you're going to be broke. I mean, I mean, we've all been there. Like, you know, all of a sudden, you got this much money. And then it's like, well, what the heck? I tell you, it's just like when they gave us that stimulus money. You know, I put a certain amount of money in the bank. And then a month later, I was like, this was early. I'm like, dang, I having all my money. Then I walked in my closet and I was like, oh, dang, that's eBay, huh? That's Amazon, huh? My pleasures. You understand what I'm saying? Like that. And when you spend money on your pleasures, you don't have money when you're done. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go see the basketball game and you love basketball that much, them season tickets cost a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, it ain't even always, you know, a lot of times we start thinking, you know, when you read that verse, he that loveth pleasure shall be poor. You know, we start thinking strip club, we start thinking drugs, we start thinking, you know, booze, whatever. But I'm saying it ain't just that though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's those too, but it's not just that though. It's the mall, ladies. Like I know some women, if it's on sale, they buying it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you got tags all over the place. If it's on sale, you buying it, and now you broke. They're going to all your money right there. You know what I'm saying? And you probably ain't got no more receipts sitting on them. You know what I'm saying? Or you waiting to lose weight. That's the new thing for me. I was going through my closet, and I realized I put on like 25 pounds. But I don't want to throw nothing away, because I'm going to lose the weight. But I'm just saying, though, when you spend your money on your pleasures, you're going to be broke. Let's go over to Proverbs chapter 22, verse 7 through 9. There's another lesson we need to learn here. I think did we read 22 yet? No, we didn't. But here go another lesson. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 7 through 9. When you get there, go ahead and read.
The rich ruleth over the poor.
Man, that ain't no question. That ain't an opinion, none of that. The poor don't rule over the rich. I tell you that, who rule around here? Not the poor people. It costs money to be a mayor, a governor, a president, so on, like any ruler. Like, so that's the rule. The rich rule over the poor, and what else?
And the borrower is servant to the lender.
That's the lesson I want you to learn. The borrower is servant to the lender. If you keep accumulating debt, then you are a slave to those that own your debt, your car, your house, these credit cards, or people. You understand? Look, you need to try to live this life without borrowing if you can. All right? And then it's best. That's why the Lord, when he set it up for Israel to borrow, no interest. That's how the Lord set it up. So we can pay this off. So we can pay this off so that, we don't find you in a situation where you out here doing something you ain't got no business doing, trying to get that money because you don't want somebody ruling over you. So again, the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. So you remember that next time you think about opening up another Visa, MasterCard, American Express, stuff like that, Discovery. Think about that. That when you get up in the morning for that job that you got to go to, that you really wish you could quit, but you got too many bills. But really, none of these things that you got are really a requirement for bills. They all stuff that you went out and spent your money on, credit. So again, the server is the borrower is servant to the lender. Remember that one. Go ahead.
He that soweth iniquity shall reap vanity,
Uh-huh.
and the rod of his anger shall fail.
Go ahead.
He that have a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth of his bread to the poor.
So now verse 9 is another. We say, if you got a bountiful eye, you're going to be blessed. You give what you got to the poor. Like I say, life give to the givers, and it's going to take from the takers. Let's go, where are we now? Deuteronomy chapter 15. We almost done. Deuteronomy 15. Is that on y'all paper? Yeah. Deuteronomy 15. Yeah. That's a short one. That's a short one. That's a short one. We got to read that one. We can't skip that one. Yeah, we almost done. And the stuff that we got left once we get to Psalm 41, it's all easy. Deuteronomy 15, let's pick it up at verse 1. We still in this law, though. Deuteronomy chapter 15 and verse 1. And when you get there, we're going to read 1 through 11. Take off.
At the end of every 7 years, thou shalt make a release.
So we back in the law. He said at the end of every 7 years, you're going to free up. We talking debt. That's what we talking here, debt. All right, go ahead.
And this is the manner of the release. Every creditor that lendeth aught unto him, unto his neighbor, shall release it.
Look, the Lord ain't trying to put you in a situation where you serve anybody but him. That's what he got going on right here. Go ahead.
He shall not exact it of his neighbor or of his brother, because it is called the Lord's release.
He's like, so after 7 years, it's the Lord release. So I can't come at Andre no more. So if Andre come to me on year 6, I'm running. I know next year he ain't got to pay. Now the Lord gonna address that though. Go ahead, keep reading.
Of a foreigner thou mayest exact it again.
He say now a foreigner, I can still come at him for it. He saying amongst us, if it's a time limit on that loan, which we ain't known each other 7 years, most of us. Go ahead.
But that which is thine brother, with thine brother, thine hand shall release.
Right. So at the 7 years, but it's every 7 years. So Dale might don't know, cause Dale got here. Dale been here about 2 years now. This is 6 years. You know what I mean? So 7 years, we chop everything down. The whole dollar, bro. But no, seriously, go ahead though.
Save when there shall be no poor among you, for the Lord shall greatly bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it.
Go ahead.
Only if thou carefully hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all these commandments which I command thee this day. For the Lord thy God blesseth thee, as he promised thee, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, but thou shalt not borrow, and thou shalt reign over many nations, but they shall not reign over thee.
I remember he said that the lender, the borrower serves the lender. Now notice what he said. He was like, when he was setting us up, he was like, y'all don't even, you know, you ain't got to worry about loaning out nothing. Y'all gonna be straight. Other nations gonna borrow from you. Then he said you was gonna rule over them. This was the plan when God established us. Go ahead, keep reading. One verse.
Verse 7.
If
there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in thy land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thine heart, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother. But thou shalt open thy hand wide unto him, and shalt surely lend him significant for his need, if that which he wanteth.
So look, and again, that which he lacked. And we talked about that word want. So it's saying, look, but if thou shalt if somebody asks for something, he said, make sure you give him what's sufficient for his needs. So, you know, like, if I'm coming to you, Andre, and I'm like, yo, let me hold something, and then I'm about to pull up with a new jet, I ain't need that. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe I jet. But you know, but seriously, you know, that's that crap little dollar right there, bro. But seriously though, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's about when people say, well, if they ask, do I got to give it to them? It's about need. That's what it's about, need. And a lot of times, a lot of stuff that folks be asking for, they don't need it. Just to be honest, you know what I mean? So that's just something to know. But he says, verse 7, if there be any among you a poor man, or one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in thy land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thy heart, nor shut thy hand from thy poor brother. But thou shalt open thy hand wide unto him, and shalt surely lend him sufficient for his need, and that which he wanteth or lacks. Verse 9.
Beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, saying, the 7th year, the year of release, it is at hand.
That's what we was talking about. Like, oh yeah, we in year 5, so, you know, you trying to get some money. I know 2 years, it just wipe away clean. Go ahead, keep reading.
And thine eye be evil against thy poor brother, and thou givest him naught, and he cry unto the Lord again against thee, and it be sin unto thee.
So you see how that go down? So the Lord is saying, like, look, Marlo, no, I'm coming to Marlo. I need some stuff. Not one, I need some stuff. So I'm coming to Marlo in year 6. Marlo, like, man, I mean, if I give him this money, I mean, I ain't gonna really get it back. It's JD too. I know I ain't getting it back. So then he said, the Lord is saying, bro, that's sin. Like he used that word specifically. Like, it's sin. Because he thinking, I don't want to give you something, basically because he said, I'm not going to give it back. That's really why he don't want to give it to me. And that's what it said right here. So, again, I'm just showing you. I ain't write it. It's been in the book before we were born. Verse 9, beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, saying, the 7th year, the year of release is at hand, and thine eye be evil against thy poor brother, and thou givest him not. And he cry unto the Lord against thee, and it be sin unto thee. But again, like, we talking necessities too, though. Because if it's for a new pair of blue jeans, you can cry to Jesus all you want to. I'm going to cry to Jesus too. I'm going to be like, hey man, this dude asking everybody for a pair of jeans like he ain't got none. That's what I'm going to say. Like he say, pray for them that despitefully use you. Verse 10.
Thou shalt surely give him, and thine heart shall not be grieved when thou givest unto him. Because that for this thing the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thy works.
I want you to understand what happens. God is blessing you for what you do to other people. This is what we read. You want your blessings? All you got to do is bless somebody else. I'm saying God give us the rules to the game. They're not hard to comprehend, I should say. They're not hard. Go ahead.
And in all that thou puttest thy hand unto, for the poor shall never cease out of the land.
He's saying because the poor are going to always be there. Go ahead.
Therefore I command thee, saying, thou shalt open thy hand wide unto thy brother, to thy poor, and to thy needy in thy land.
Let's go over here to chapter 24. Deuteronomy chapter 24, 10 through 22. Deuteronomy chapter 24, You know, we usually stop by the time we get to this part. We go to Deuteronomy 24. I want to keep reading though. We read to about verse 5 or 6 and we done. We're going to pick it up at verse 10 though, I think. Yeah, 10 through 22. When you get there, Deuteronomy chapter 24 verse 10. Take off.
When thou doest lend thy brother anything, thou shalt not go into his house to fetch his pledge.
Mm-hmm.
Thou
Don't be checking him. That's what he said. Like, going like, okay, so what happened is, the way we would do it is, back in the day, I would be like, you know, I'm gonna borrow $100 from Marlo, and really, I have something of value there that I could give Marlo if I needed to, if I never come up with the money. Okay, that's like the pledge part. All right. So he said, when thou doest lend thy brother anything, thou shalt not go into his house to fetch his pledge. So don't come to my house looking for my value or that particular, like, you basically don't come looking for your money. This is what he's telling Israel. Go ahead.
Thou shalt stand abroad, and the man to whom thou doest lend shall bring out the pledge abroad unto thee.
Uh-huh.
And if the man be poor, thou shalt not sleep with his pledge.
Don't be holding it, not like sleep with it, like in the bed. Like, don't be holding it. That's what he mean by sleep with his pledge. Go ahead.
In any case, thou shalt
Like, if you got what you pledge into him, that's what we saying. Somebody poor, like, basically he said, don't be holding these poor folk money. But go ahead.
In any case, thou shalt deliver him the pledge again when the sun goeth down,
Uh-huh.
that he may sleep in his own raiment, and bless thee, and it shall be righteous unto thee before the Lord thy God.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy stranger that are in thy land within thy gates.
Uh-huh.
At his day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor, and setteth his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee unto the Lord, and it be a sin unto thee.
Go ahead.
The father shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin. Thou shalt not pervert the judgment of the stranger, nor of the fatherless, nor take a widow's raiment to pledge.
Mm-hmm.
But thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in Egypt, and the Lord thy God redeemed thee thence. Therefore I command thee to do this thing.
Let's skip down to verse 21.
When thou gatherest the grapes of thy vineyard, thou shalt not glean it afterward. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow.
Yeah, we saw that before, but verse 20 said, when thou beatest thy olive tree, thou shalt not go over the bowls again. It shall be for the stranger and for the... So he's just like, anything you got, you supposed to be looking to share. That's what he's showing you. All right. Let's see. Psalm 41. Psalm 41. Psalm chapter 41. And we're going to read verses 1, 2, and 3. Psalm 41 verses 1, 2, and 3. When you get there, go ahead.
Blessed is he that considereth the poor.
Well, we should have figured that by now. That's what we could have called the title of today's lesson if we wanted to. But that's he that considered the poor. Go ahead.
The Lord will deliver him in the time of trouble.
So you want deliverance in your time of trouble? Then all you got to do is consider the poor. Like, these are the rules to the game. So when you in trouble, you know what I'm saying, and you come into the Lord, and you know you've been trying to do your best with the poor, then you should already know, I'm good, man. I just got to bring it to him. He's going to get me out of this one. But if you've been turning your nose up at him, he said, blessed is he that considereth the poor. The Lord will deliver him in the time of trouble. The Lord will preserve him and keep him alive, and he shall be blessed upon the earth, and thou wilt not deliver him unto the will of his enemy. Go ahead.
The Lord will strengthen him up upon the bed of languishing. Thou wilt make all his bed in his sickness.
He basically saying that if you've been looking out for the Lord for the poor, and you get sick, the Lord like, man, I'm gonna make you well. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take care of you because you been looking out for the poor. So while they out here trying to make vaccines, God giving you ways to get healed. He said, take care of my people, and I got you. That makes you a benefit. That's what that makes you. Even though for you to serve God ain't nothing. To him, it don't do him no good. He don't need you. But it still make you a benefit to his cause and his team. That because the Lord is taking care of the poor. Like, we can read that. But what if it's you he's using to do it with, though? So that means you a resource. So therefore, when you get sick and you get ill, I got you. I need you back out there taking care of my business, of taking care of my poor. All right. Let's go over here to Exodus chapter 23. Exodus chapter 23. This was a little longer than 2 hours, but we almost done. Exodus chapter 23. But ultimately, I just hope, we able to dig in the Bible today, dig in here together, and see from another perspective how we view the poor, and how we view ourselves, and how we function with the poor. You know what I mean? And like I say, we definitely are poor, but there are some less fortunate than us. In Exodus chapter 23, let's pick it up at verse 1 when you get there. Some more law. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment.
Rest mean to twist.
Yeah.
So he was like, basically, you don't go and running behind other folks lying, being a false witness. Go ahead.
Neither shalt thou countenance a continent.
Go ahead.
Neither shalt thou countenance a poor man in his cause.
Yeah, so he's like, just like you're not supposed to favor a poor man in his cause, not the rich or the poor. Keep reading.
If thou meet thine enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt assuredly bring it back to him again.
My enemies now. Go ahead.
If thou see the ass of him that hateth thee lying under his burden, and would've forbear to help him, thou shalt surely help with him.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not rest the judgment of thy poor in his cause.
Don't twist the judgment of the poor in your cause. Go ahead.
Keep thee far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay thou not, for I will not justify the wicked. And thou shalt not take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise.
That's something else you learn. Gifts blind the wise. Like if you taking, it's like me, for example. So I'm in a position where I have to make judgment calls. So you got Sylvia and Tiffany. So Tiffany always baking me cookies. So when Tiffany come to me with her problems about Sylvia, all I'm be thinking about is the doggone cookies. You see? So gifts can pervert judgment. Because truly, since Sylvia don't make cookies, I'm going with Tiffany. Hands down. That's how gifts pervert judgment. So you have to be careful of when people giving you stuff. It ain't even that you don't take it. Sometimes you don't. Like if you see in the scriptures, a lot of times the Lord told them, man, don't take nothing. Don't take no bread. Don't take nothing. You know what I mean? But it's not so much that you take it. You just got to know. Gifts pervert judgment. So then if you always looking out for me, then I got to keep in my mind. And really what I'm going to really put in my mind, what you want. Because you seem like you trying to win a little favor with me, like you going to need me later. But that's the way I think. But regardless, though, what I do know is when it come time to judge, I can't let that cloud my judgment. I have to be righteous. Just because you was rich and can afford to buy me, don't mean that I have to be sold. All right. Did we finish that?
No.
What verse are we at?
The end of 8. Let me start it over.
Also, thou shalt take no. Just read verse 8, and that's it.
And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise and preserveth the words of the righteous.
So again, Don't be taking
Perverted.
no gifts. Perverted,
Oh, yeah.
yes. Matthew chapter 5.
It's like
Matthew chapter 5. So, like, look, we started kind of, sort of, in Matthew chapter 5. But it wasn't Matthew, it was Mark, I think. And it said, it said something about the poor. And when it said something about the poor, it was like, theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Y'all remember reading that today? Y'all still alive back there in the back?
They good.
Y'all remember reading that today?
Yes.
All right, good, because we was going to read it again, and we was going to start all over. And y'all was going to be mad, because we was going to go through all these scriptures all over, and I'm just playing. But no, seriously though, this is the same scripture from another place, but that time it said a little different. And I want us to read this one, because this one takes it to another level. So Matthew chapter 5 and verse 3. Matthew 5 and 3. When you get there, go ahead.
Blessed are the poor in spirit.
So this time, last time it said, "Blessed are the poor, for I'm not sure if it said for theirs is the kingdom of heaven or something to that nature." I know it said that they gonna get the kingdom of heaven though. Okay, I don't remember how it was worded directly, but this one says, "Blessed are the meek." Blessed are the poor in spirit. So that's talking about the mental too. Okay. He says, "For theirs is the kingdom in heaven," and it don't mean dumb in spirit. That poor is also humble. And this not poor as in lack spirit either. You know, this is as in of a humble spirit, which is what the financially poor tend to be more times than not. You don't see too many proud broke folks. We ain't got nothing. They, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what you say, well, I ain't too proud to beg. Well, they beg. They broke. You don't see too many poor people not asking. You understand? So you are also humble when you poor. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. This isn't just physical. This is also mental. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 25. Leviticus chapter 25. So we're going to look at this, and this is where we're going to be at tomorrow. Leviticus 25. And when it say, "Blessed are the poor in spirit," because ultimately, if you can have a humble spirit, then you will obtain your salvation. The poor who are rich in faith will obtain their salvation. And that's what we're trying to do. Leviticus chapter 25. And let's pick it up at verse 25. And when you get there, go ahead and read, my brother.
"If thy brother be waxing poor, and has sold away some of his possessions, and if any of his kind came to redeem it, then shall he redeem that which is his brother's soul,
Right.
which his brother sold.
So like if his kinfolk come in, then he can redeem it for his people. Go ahead.
And if the man have none to redeem it, and himself be able to redeem it, then let him count the years of the sale thereof, and restore the overplus unto the man to whom he sold it, that he may return unto his possession."
So what the Lord is doing here, he gave these people land. His objective is for you to keep your land. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't give, Ira some land and Rob some land, and then he just want Rob to have some at the end of the day, so you buy up all Ira land. That's not what the Lord is trying to get you to do. All right? Go ahead. What verse?
28.
He wants you to keep what he gave you and your family. Keep reading. 28.
"But if he be not able to restore it to him, then that which is sold shall remain in the hand of him that had brought it until the year of Jubilee. And in the Jubilee it shall go out, and he shall return unto his possession."
Right. So he like, look, but when the year of Jubilee come, then like even if he couldn't afford it, he get it back when it's all said and done. Go ahead.
"And if a man sell a dwelling house in a walled city, then he may redeem it within a whole year after it is sold, wherein a full year may he redeem it. And if it be not redeemed,
Hold on. Hey, y'all gonna have to take that baby outside for a little walk or something. If he bothering me up here, I know he bothering y'all downstairs. That's upstairs? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was upstairs. Yeah, take him upstairs. That's what you might need to do with something, but. Alright, what verse are we at?
30.
Mm-hmm.
And if it be not redeemed within the space of a full year, then the house that is in the walled city shall be established forever to him that brought it throughout his generations. It shall not go out in the Jubilee. But the houses of the villages which have no walls around about them shall be counted as the fields of the country. They may be redeemed, and they shall go out in the Jubilee.
Go ahead.
Notwithstanding,
I guess we didn't really get to what the Jubilee was, and we'll deal with that more tomorrow. But what it is, it's a time period that we're gonna cover tomorrow. First of all, we had every 7 years, and then that 7 times 7 years was 49, so that 50th year would be the year of Jubilee. So you had like every 7 years some stuff was going away, but then in the year of Jubilee, it was like, man, give these folks they property back and all that. Cause really, I don't want your family to take what my family got. You know what I mean? So whereas I might owe you, but your sons don't get to have my land. This is basically what he's saying. Because otherwise, I might just debo the spot. You know what I'm saying? And get everybody joined. And that's not what I gave this land to the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not to the sons of Dale. So he said, hey, I need to get everybody redeemed by a certain time period, and that's the year of Jubilee. So every 50 years, you get everything back. You get to get your land back. All right, what verse are we at?
32.
All right.
Notwithstanding the cities of the Levites and the houses of the cities of their possession, may the Levites redeem at any time. And if a man purchase of the Levites, then the house that was sold and the city of his possession shall go out in the year of Jubilee. For the houses of the city of the Levites are their possession among the children of Israel.
He's like, man, Levi, they don't even go like everybody else's, because that is their possession. They don't have land like y'all. But go ahead.
But the field of the suburbs of their cities may not be sold, for it is their perpetual possession.
Right, because he had told the priest they could get the suburb areas. Like they could get that spot when they was in the land, when they inherited the land. So he like, look, the priests, they don't even get land like y'all. So they ain't no giving back to them, nothing like that. Just leave them alone. That's what he getting at. But go ahead.
And if thy brother be waxing poor and fall in the decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve him, yeah, though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with thee. Take thou no usury of him or increase, but fear thy God, that thy brother may live with thee. Thou shalt not give him thy money upon usury, nor lend him thy victuals of increase. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt to give you the land of Canaan, and to be your God. And if thy brother that dwelleth by thee be waxing poor and be sold unto thee, thou shalt not compel him to serve as a bondservant.
Go ahead.
But as a hired servant and as a sojourner, he shall be with thee and shall serve thee unto the year of Jubilee. And then shall he depart from thee, both he and his children with him, and shall return unto his own family, and unto the possession of his fathers shall he return.
So what we're seeing here is he like, look, I don't care what the set of circumstances is. He like, man, don't charge usury with your brother. Don't be taking your brother's land. If you get it, it need to be backed by a certain time. If basically, I can't even enslave my brother. If some kind of way Andre belonged to me, then I'm supposed to pay him. You know what I'm saying? Like as if I hired him. You know what I'm saying? Not as if he's my slave. So these were the rules that were given amongst us. And in the year of Jubilee, everything was released. Everything was free at that point. Whatever the issue was, whatever we owed one another, it was done. Especially if it came down to property and people as property. That was definitely done in the year of Jubilee. What verse?
42.
Uh-huh.
For they are my servants, which I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen. Thou shalt not rule over him with vigor, but shall fear thy God. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids. Moreover,
So he's saying, get your slaves from somebody else, not your brothers. That's what he's getting at. All right, so look, we're going to go to Isaiah chapter 61 now. And so, and we're going to cover more of this tomorrow. We're about to finish this up because now we're taking this all the way to the future. So the point in Leviticus chapter 25, what you saw is that in the year of Jubilee, God promised and delivered freedom to everybody and everything. These things were really pointing to what the Lord is going to do for us and to us. See, the thing about today's lesson, it was about the poor, but you got to understand who the poor is. It's Israel. Like, and I mean, I know there's some rich Israelites, but when you take it as a whole, we poor. Everywhere we are, since we've become a nation, we've been poor. And God is saying, I'm going to redeem you. Like how I told the children of Israel to redeem their brother when they get sold. I'm going to redeem you like I told them to give them their land back. I'm going to give you your land back. All these things that you see in this Jubilee in Leviticus 25, it's a representation of what go on with you and as a people. Okay? Let's go over here to Isaiah 61, and we're going to see what Jesus came to do. Now, on my paper, I got Luke 4. I didn't skip this one this time. Luke 4 is Jesus opening up. Matter of fact, y'all turn to Isaiah 61. All right? And I'm going to turn to Luke 4. Y'all stay where y'all at, though. And I'm going to show you what's happening. And I'm going to start reading, and then y'all going to see what's happening, and you'll understand why we know this is Jesus talking. So I'm in Luke. Y'all stay in Isaiah 61, though. All right? And watch what happens. And it came to Nazareth where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up to read, talking about Jesus. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah. And when he opened the book, he found the place where it was written. So I'm in Luke chapter 4, verse 18. Now you should be in Isaiah 61 and watch this. This is what I'm reading. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he have anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised, and to preach the acceptable year of the Lord. Then Jesus closed the book. So what did he do? He stopped in the middle of verse 2, right? He wasn't done. So now we're going to go to the Isaiah, and you pick it up. And you're going to start, I want you to start back at verse 1, and we're going to kind of discuss this a little bit, understand what this is about. Go ahead.
The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me.
So this is what Jesus picked up the book of Isaiah, and he started reading it. He said, the Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, and this Spirit has caused him to do what?
Because the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek.
All right, so that's one of the things that Jesus did while he was here. He was preaching good tidings, the good news to the meek, which, by the way, are the poor. All right, keep reading.
He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted.
He said he sent me to bind up. Jesus was sent to bind up the broken heart. Well, who you think had the broken hearts? It sure ain't rich folks. I told you, Michael Jordan did not one time give me one problem in his video that I had in that same time period. You know, from 1984 to 2000 or 1998, that's how long he covered in this video. He He ain't never want. We never once shared a problem. You ain't got none. I was steady calling on Jesus during them days while you was playing your basketball, calling on the guy Nike or something. You was doing something else. So that ain't the rich that he talking about there. Go ahead.
To proclaim liberty to the captives.
What captives? Rich people aren't captives. Everything Jesus came to do, his whole ministry was to the poor. Keep reading.
And the opening of the prison to them that are bound. To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our
but
God.
now we stopped. He keeps going. And what he begins to discuss is what he's going to do and deal with when he returns. Go ahead.
To comfort all that mourn.
So he said, when he returns, I'm going to comfort those that mourn. Now, what that got to do with what we've been on? Well, Leviticus chapter 25. The things that we saw there, the redemption of your brother when he'd have been sold to you, and all these things point and lead us to the return of the Lord Jesus Christ. And what he's going to do when he returns, he's going to free us from our captivity, give us our land back, as we see in Leviticus chapter 25. So he's going to make the world not just a perfect place, but it will be a socialist utopia. People be scared when you say socialist. Yeah, I really just jokingly say that. But it's going to be definitely a utopia with a dictator as king. Okay? And everybody will go where they were supposed to be to start with. Now, you know what we trying to be? We trying to be working. We trying to be governors in this kingdom. We ain't trying to go back to Israel. But I'll take it, though. I'll take it. Whole lot better than being over here. This ain't nobody land. I don't think nobody coming back here. Not even the Indian. The Indian ain't from here. Ain't nobody from over here. Like, how does that work? We started in the Fertile Crescent. That's in the Middle East over there. That's between the Euphrates River and the Tigris River. That's where civilization started. It didn't start over here. So, at any rate, keep reading some of that.
Verse 3. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes.
Right, so when the Lord come back, it's like he bringing salvation with him, but he bringing it for and to the poor. Mm-hmm. This is what his gospel was. He preached that gospel to the poor. And then when he fulfills it, it will be for the poor. Let's go over here to, you can read the rest of that on your own. Let's go to Psalms chapter 9. We shortening out, y'all. We got Psalms, James, Timothy. Psalms chapter 9. Psalm chapter 9. And we're going to pick him up at, I really don't want to leave him off. I'm going to show y'all some love. We're going to do Psalm chapter 12. You can read 9 on y'all. Yeah. Yes, sir.
What was that, Luke 4?
Luke 4, and that was 18. But I started at 16.
Okay.
18 is where Isaiah pick up.
Right.
16 and 17 is kind of like the narrative. He was at church. He picked up the book. But he literally picks up the book of Isaiah. Same book we have. Isaiah chapter 61, except they didn't have chapters in there. So he was even sweeter. He went and found his sweet spot. You know what I mean? Picked it up and started reading. Then when he was done, he in the middle of verse 2, he closed the book and was like, is this fulfilled in your ears? That's what he asked the people. Like on some, like, ain't I'm that guy? And you know, they wasn't trying to admit that. They was like, what's up with this young man? Ain't that Joseph's son? Mm-hmm. Psalm chapter 12, let's pick him up at verse 1.
Help, Lord, for the godly man ceaseth, for the faithful fell from among the children of men. They spake vanity, every one with his neighbor, with flattering lips, and with a double-hearted do they speak. The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things. Who has said, with our tongue will we prevail, our lips are our own, who is Lord over us?
Go ahead.
For the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy, now will I arise, saith saith the Lord. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him.
Go ahead.
The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Thou shalt keep them, O Lord. Thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever.
All right, go ahead.
The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted.
Man, we probably should have read that Psalm 9 because it kind of worked together. But really what we're getting at here, like even when we get to Psalm 9, and he started off at verse 4, for thou hast maintained my right and my cause, thou sattest in the throne judging right. Talking about God. Thou hast rebuked the heathen, thou hast destroyed the wicked, and thou hast put their name forever and ever. So this is at his return when he gonna destroy the wicked. So this is the time period that this Psalm chapter 9 is in. Then he says, but the Lord, he said, O thou, verse 6, enemy, destruction are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities. Their memorial is perished with them. But the Lord shall endure forever. So he like, the Lord gonna be here forever. He hath prepared his throne for judgment, and he should judge the world in righteousness. He shall minister judgment to the people in uprightness. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in the time of trouble. So he like telling them, like, the oppressed is the poor. Then he says, and they that know thy name will put their trust in the Lord, for the Lord has not forsaken them that seek him. Sing praises to the Lord which dwelleth in Zion. So notice verse 11, the Lord is here. All right, go ahead, finish reading that. I'm in the middle, I'm at 9 and 11.
Singing praise to the Lord which dwelleth in Zion. Declare among the people his doings. When he maketh an inquisitions for blood, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble.
Right, like when the Lord was coming back, we talking about the Lord coming back. He like, look, he's still remembering the cries of the poor and the humble. It just say the humble here, but he say blessed are the poor in spirit. He talking humble in spirit. So he like, I remember they cry. Go ahead, verse 13.
Have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble which I suffer of them that hate me. Thou that liftest me up from the gates of death, that I may show forth all thy praise in the gates of the daughters of Zion. I will rejoice in thy salvation. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made, in the net which they hid in their own foot taken.
He was like, the net that they set up trapped them. Go ahead.
The Lord is known by the judgment which he is executed. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands.
Trying to figure out what that word is. Yeah. I don't know. Stay consistent. It's Haggai or something. Haggai ion or something. Whatever you call it, stay consistent.
Haggai.
Yeah.
Haggai.
Yeah.
Selah. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God.
So this is again at the Lord's return we talking about. And he got destruction and all this. The wicked gonna turn to hell. You know, the nations that forgot God. But look what he's saying about the poor and needy. Go ahead.
For the needy shall not away be forgotten.
Right. He like, man, I'm not gonna always forget the needy. The poor, like, you know how we see these poor people out here? And like when I was in Atlantic City, when I was in Atlantic City, it really hit me. I done seen poor people all. Let me tell you why. When I was in Las Vegas, I've been to Las Vegas and it was like all lights and glamour and it looked so good and beautiful. And so I go to Atlantic City afterward. And you know, at first you go and where, you know, the casinos are and they look all nice and pretty. But then me and my wife decided we wanted to go eat. And we didn't want to eat casino food. We wanted Subway. Well, Subway in the hood. And as we driving to get there, I was like, man, have they forgotten about these people? Like, it was sad. It was the saddest thing for me to see at that moment because it's so much money right here. It's all these casinos. These people, it's probably people losing millions of dollars over here. And y'all look like oh no, that ain't. So I walk into the store. I go to Subway and I go to the store
next to it to get my black and mild, right? And the dude he is walking from the microwave, talking to the guy that worked there, saying my food gonna be straight. I know I just got it out the trash, but I put it in the microwave. That's what I caught this man doing. Meaning he got some food out the trash can. Not the trash can in the building, outside, and brought it in so he could microwave it in the guy's store. And he said, that's what he said. He was like, the microwave kill everything. And I'm sitting there like, wow. And just the whole scene, I'm like, man, we done forgot about them. Don't nobody, I mean, like I said, it's one thing to have poor here, but when you think of some places, you know, the tourist spots, and you know what I'm saying, you don't think about, oh yeah, they got poor people there. We done forgot about the poor. The only places we look for the poor is on Skid Row. So, or what we perceive it to be. But he said, the wicked, verse 17, shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forgot God. For the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Go ahead.
Arise, O Lord, let not man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men.
That's good. Let's go to James chapter 5. And I think we're going to finish it there. Y'all can look at that other stuff on y'all. We're going to go to James chapter 5. James chapter 5. James chapter 5. I was trying to cut y'all out of here a little early so y'all could watch Elijah, but because they have all the teachers teaching today. So I thought that would have been kind of interesting, but then again, it might have been a little confusing too. Especially picking it up in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, but I don't know if we're going to catch that boat. I apologize. But still, we were doing what we had to do, and I cut some of it and didn't want to, really. James chapter 5, and let's pick him up at verse 1. Now, y'all remember earlier, and I said that when you rich, I think I said you challenging your chances for salvation or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You putting it, here's where I really here's one of the places I'm getting this from. Actually, there Timothy is too, but go ahead and pick it up. James 5 and 1.
Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupt, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire.
Go ahead.
If ye have heaped treasures together for the last days, behold, the hire of the laborer who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabbath.
So he's saying like, okay. So he talking to the rich. He's like, man, go on, rich. You know how your misery gonna come. Your riches, they ain't gonna save you. Your gold, your silver, it's cankered. The rest of them should be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were the fire, and ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. So he was like, you done got all this money together because you think it's going to save you in the end. That's what he's telling you. He said, but behold, the hire of the laborer who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, they crying now. And he said, and the cries of them have reaped and entered into the ears of the Lord of hosts. That's what he's telling you, right? He was like, man, you know all that, what you done did to my people, and how you kept them down, he was like, I've been hearing that. You saving up your riches for the end. They ain't going to profit you there. Verse 5, he said, ye have lived in pleasures on earth, and have been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. You have condemned and killed the just, and he doeth not resist you. Go ahead.
Be patient, therefore, brethren.
So he's telling us, so we have to be patient. Go ahead.
Unto the coming of the Lord.
Patient means we have to wait. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to wait. That's something you must learn. Patience. You got to wait on it. Don't nothing good come without a little wait. Even if the cake take 45 minutes to bake. Go ahead.
Behold, the husbandman waited for the precious fruits of the earth. And
So he using an example. He like, look, the husbandman, he put the fruit in the earth now. Go ahead.
And have long patience for it.
But he gotta wait for it. Like, you don't take an apple, buy it at the fruit market on Monday, put it in the ground on Tuesday, and expect to see an apple tree on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. You know it's gonna take you a season. You'll wait years if you really know it's gonna work. You'll be like, sure, I can give me a whole bunch of apple trees if I plant these, and one gonna grow up a year. You're gonna be out there every year looking. Because if you know it to be so. Go ahead.
Until he received the early and latter rain.
Uh-huh.
Be ye also patient. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord dwelleth nigh.
That's good. So, brothers and sisters, look.
Draweth nigh.
Uh-huh. So, brothers and sisters, look. The poor, if you one of them, it's a blessing. Also, the Lord has showed us ways to benefit ourselves financially. Look out for the poor. He's going to look out for you. Yeah. Don't do it so everybody can see it, but you just know the rules to the game. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with being merciful because God said so. Just like ain't nothing wrong with giving Marlo some money because God said, I'm just playing. Because God said so though. You know what I'm saying? Like to do for your neighbor, to do for people, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's how you gon', and there ain't nothing wrong with doing it because God, you know what I mean? Like that's a selfish reason. Like I'm only doing this because God gonna bless me. It don't matter. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? That means you believe. That's what that means. And so, brothers and sisters, I hope we learn a little bit more about blessed are the poor, and I thank you for your time. So a couple quick things. Our dress code still apply, even though it's becoming summertime. On the Sabbath day, we're not supposed to wear shorts. Nashan, I used him as my example because I knew he walked up the house with them. But since we at home, we don't. We've been in the houses. We've been kind of like lax, but we ain't at house. We ain't at home. Even when we having the Sabbath at my house, we ain't at home. We at church. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is. And we still do have a dress code. And I know it's getting warm. And my son is too big to be wearing shorts, but I let him do it today, just so I can make the announcement because we'll never get to make the announcement. But tomorrow, honestly though, I don't care what you wear. Yes, I do. Make sure that you come dressed with clothes on, please. But we will start at 1 o'clock on the head. I will not wait. We will also have tables in here. We will have class outside. We'll have some tents set up. We had the tents and everything. We'll have this screen on in here if you in here or downstairs. I won't be long. I'm generally not that long. We'll enjoy ourselves. We're going to have a lot of people here, more than last time probably. Y'all know the rules. Bring enough for you, a little something extra. We're going to be barbecuing. That's the other thing. So if you got meat, you barbecuing, Marlo? Somebody going to get it done. We're going to get it done. We're going to get it done. So we're going to barbecue. We got barbecue. We got meat. We got the grill. We got all the likings. And we'll be here all day tomorrow. Please be here on time. That church still closed, so shouldn't have to worry about parking over there, stuff like that. But other than that, like I said, I don't know. Any questions for tomorrow? Anybody? You can bring guests. I don't care. I don't care. It's okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it though. New York last week, we baptized 7 people. Sister Lisa, did you find out how many Bible numbers? No problem. Just maybe remind me, and I will cause I'm gonna just put it on the band and see. But we know we need. I think we got like 9. We need up there.
All 7 of them.
Right.
And a couple before, but I don't know if I got everything.
Yeah, I think we might need 9. If you have been baptized here at the Israel Church of Jesus in Philly since I've been here, no, not even since I've been here. Did you get your Bible, sis? Yes, you. Okay. No, the reason I'm asking because I remembered you coming to me, and my memory is not like I'll think that I did it and forgot, and then this what you up there? Why you got your hand open? You need a Bible? Yeah. Buy you one. But no, I got you. We got you on the list. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna explain myself one time. I might have said it before. I ain't gonna explain it too many times. I had bought Bibles for your group of baptism people, and I think I was about to give you yours and said no, didn't I?
Right.
Yeah, because I ain't like them. Like I bought them, and then when I was about to hand them to her, I'm like, nah, this ain't gonna work. So we picked up some good ones though. So we'll be getting them out within the next month or so, getting them to everybody because when I got baptized, I ain't getting nothing. So I had a videotape that we provided. But we give out Bibles, and I think that's a very good thing as opposed to certificates. I try to write something in it, make sure the date is on there. So if I don't have your date, I hope you do, because I'll leave it blank. You know what I mean? I know I got last week's date. I can kind of remember your date, actually. But if you haven't gotten the Bible for a baptism, please either let me know via the band app for my New York people, or text me, or come and tell me, and then I'll text myself that I need to get you a Bible, because everybody needs to be accounted for with that. You know what I'm saying? And I apologize. Also, we had a baptism today. You still here, David? I think Brother David got baptized. Tall brother in the back. Some of y'all may haven't had the opportunity to meet him, but he came right before Corona started, and then he been coming to the house, you know, a little bit, and it's, hey, the brother ready to get baptized. That's what it is. Then we also baptized today.
Chris.
Thank you for saying Chris, because
You was about to call him Biscuit.
no, I'm not gonna call him Biscuit. That's not that brother's name. But yes, Chris. I think he's downstairs. Many of y'all may have seen. He was at the last feast. He does help. You know, he helped out a lot and stuff like that. But he got baptized today as well. Then also in 2 weeks, I'll be in North Carolina. They ain't got no church yet. I don't even know they can't figure out where we're gonna baptize. But if we gotta buy a pool, which that's what Toronto did. So sorry for y'all here that this first time you ever hear me saying a pool, but we found a 10 by 30 for like $100.
What?
Yeah, no, 10, not 10 by 30 feet, but 10 by 30 inches is enough to get you in there. Yeah, like it was 30 inches high. 10 feet. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, 10 feet by 30 inches. So that's definitely enough to get you in there. So maybe when we get us another building, which we still looking for, then maybe we'll do something like that. So we ain't got to go and put people in the Jordan Pond of Darby. Yeah, because that's what it. I mean, hey, I ain't scared of that water. And that brother he's still alive. Ain't no leeches get on you, did they, bro? So he good. So I ain't have no problem. Some people be looking at that water like it's a little funny. So maybe if we cross somebody else like that, we'll go get a little pool or something. But at any rate, though, so make sure y'all congratulate Brother Davey back there. Introduce yourself if you don't know him. I think he the tallest brother in the house. Cause Stan ain't here. And other than that, that's pretty much it. I seem like I'm forgetting something. I don't know. Am I forgetting anything, Sister Mildred? Do you know? Gentlemen, am I forgetting anything y'all know?
Just keep each other in prayer.
All right, yeah, definitely. Oh, there you go. Man. Oh, let me go ahead and make sure we do this. Pray for the New York people, all of them. Just period. Just pray for New York. You just they coming down tomorrow, but just they sit in the midst of the epicenter of the coronavirus, so they say. I thought it happened in Japan or something, or China or something. Yeah, I know, right? But at any rate, so on that note, and then just be praying for all these churches. We need buildings. New York need one too. So make sure y'all doing that, and then make sure y'all praying for Whitney and Kenny and them. They took the pilgrimage to Indiana, and I talked to what's his name this morning, Art. That was not a trip made in heaven, but I figured that was gonna happen. But and Jones out there with them as well too, and Sister Wendy. So that's who all went out that way. I think that's everybody. But make sure y'all keep them in your prayers. Just when you think about it, that people die on the road. Just tell them, people die on the road. You know, anytime somebody out there on the road, I'm always trying to pray for them. Same as Chris and Stan. They in New York handling the business today. Oh, that's my other thing. Make sure y'all praying for one another. Shanita, make sure y'all praying for Sister Shanita. You know, she got her foot amputated. And I'm gonna say this to everybody here. Jose too. So Shanita could be lazy in a wheelchair and really need Jose hand and foot, or Shanita can decide that she might want to shed a couple pounds so she can be a little lighter on her one foot, and get herself together where she can be some use to herself as well as her household. And I say that to say, and I haven't talked to Shanita. I talked to Jose, but I haven't talked to Shanita. Now my wife has. I'm sure some of y'all sisters have. But I'm saying that to say that that's what y'all need to be telling her. Like, and I don't know what you're telling her. I know it's probably depressing, sad, probably don't look cute, you know what I'm saying? But number one, I know somebody that lost 2 legs that go to church down in Atlanta. So this ain't the first time I seen somebody lose a leg. And all he wanted, you know what? He was mad when he lost his second leg because he was going to get fitted for his first leg. So he was pissed because they couldn't do it, I guess, whatever the case may be. But he like, bro, I'm finna walk. Like, he been, like, since I knew him, he was in the wheelchair, you know. Was he? Dang, man, that dude was in the wheelchair for a minute. No, when I met him, he wasn't in one. But for the most of the time I knew him, he couldn't walk. And that's his thing. So I'm saying, you know, when you're reaching out to her, when you're praying to her, when you're praying for her, encourage her. Do not allow this woman to get down on herself. Now, look, I know it, man, that's just don't, I got both my legs. You know what I'm saying? But I seen Roots and I seen Kuta Kente. He said he was going to run again, and that's what he did. So I'm like, we going to convince this girl that whatever she want to do, we here to support her in that. As long as it ain't you sitting on your butt all day doing nothing, because that ain't profitable for her or for anybody else. Okay? So I'm just saying that because that's my thoughts on it. And I want us to be in on the same page when we praying to the Lord, all that. You know, and I'm not, you know, I'm just saying, you know, you got to take care of your health, especially if you want to move around. So you just make sure that that's the message that y'all conveying to her, and hopefully she'll be okay. You know what I mean? She wanted to make it today. I think the doctor told her not to come because she just got her stitches out. So I don't think she'll be here this weekend. I know his wife said she was going to go down there, which is a nice gesture. But, you know, Jose gonna more likely he gonna be here. Men required to be at the feast 3 times a year. So, like, unfortunately, like how Aaron lost his sons, and the Lord said, "Bro, you got work to do." Unfortunately, as men, don't get to take that time off and be like, "Ooh, I'm sorry, my wife is sick. I can't come to the feast." Like, it just don't work like that. So Jose's, you know, he need to show his face tomorrow, which I'm sure he came today. I'm sure he'll be here. Yeah, as I say, I know he did. As I'm saying, so I'm sure he'll be here tomorrow. But you know, but I know Nikki gonna be down there with her, and just make sure y'all keep her in prayer. Keep in touch with Sister Shanita. Also, I'm always asking for Rose, Sister Rose, but she here today, which was good to see y'all. But still keep her and her family in prayer. That's the same family. That's the only family I know that have. Seems like they have a death every month or something. So just pray, just, you know, keep them in prayer and be glad that Shanita's still here. Because for the family to have death every month, she wasn't one of them. And that's, you know what I'm saying, I'm definitely happy for that. Not to say I was happy anybody else died. I'm just happy. I know her. I ain't want nothing to happen to her. Who else? I saw Brother Earl. I hadn't seen him in a while. It was good to see him. He didn't know me until I took my hat and my glasses off. I could see it in his face. I was glad. Because I'm like, you know me. And he trying to play it off too. Like, you know, like, oh, I'm supposed to know you. Like, man, I done slept in your house before. You know me, man. But then when I took my hat off and my glasses off, I had on some sunglasses, and he recognized me. It was really good to see him. Make sure y'all keep him in prayer. Joyce, Sister Joyce and Bill, make sure y'all keep them in prayer. Sister Erica, like I say, man, make sure y'all praying for her. Sister Lenora pulled a little debut on the sisters last week, though. Just thought I'll let y'all know I heard about it. You know what I'm saying? But still, keep her and Brother Paul in prayer. But, you know, it was good that she was able to get out and make her presence felt. And man, and pray that pray we get back to some normal. Man, I'm ready for a building. You know what I mean? And we really looking. I really think Sister Mildred and Brother Paul, they be, brother Paul called me almost every day. Jediah, what you think? I think right now I'm trying to eat Brother Paul. but Brother Paul been on it, Sister Mildred been on it, and I really appreciate y'all. We are looking for a building actively. You know what I'm saying? If you happen to know something around, open up your mouth. Don't be scared. Send it to Mildred. You can send it to me, Paul. Let us, Elijah. It don't matter. Like, it's a joint effort. I like the last one we looked at, honestly. I like the price. And so, so hopefully something give. Make sure we pray, y'all. And anything else, anybody?
Brother Jackson.
Yes, man.
I'm wrong for that. Brother Jackson, I'm so sorry. Make sure we praying for Brother Jackson.
Yeah, and he wants to come tomorrow, so hopefully, he told me to tell Brother Dale, I asked Chris to ask about, I understand Jose is coming, but if Jose leaves early, he may need a ride home, but he really wants to come to Pentecost.
Okay. No problem. And Jose. Oh, he left already? Okay. Well, I'll call him. I'll give him a call. Yeah. Or Jacob, maybe. Call Jose. No, that's not. Tell him if he needs to get the van, he can get the van in the morning. Or even tonight. You understand? The other van. You understand what I'm saying? If it's going, because he got that little car. If it's going to help him get Jackson. So just try to remember, bro. Anything else? Go ahead. Absolutely. I'm sorry. Since Tamika lost her aunt and her uncle. Yeah, down there. So she's in LaGrange right now?
Yeah, she comes back tonight.
Oh, she's coming back tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. What time her flight get in?
We think it's 9:30 around there.
Oh, we're going to still be here. Yeah. Come on through.
I don't know what she's doing.
Nah, no. But definitely keep Sister Tamika in prayer. Like he said, she lost her aunt and uncle that was really close to her. And so close enough for her to be down there right now.
Yeah,
So, oh, was it?
Yeah, they done.
Yeah, so Georgia got hit really bad. They had a funeral in my college town where me and my wife met. 2 funerals. And some kind of reason it just went banana off them funerals in this little bitty town, and they ran through there. And so just keep them people down there in prayer. And where she from, where Tamika's from, it's kind of close to where my college town is. You know what I mean? Like that. Like, so, Tamika went to school with my cousins and stuff down there. I got family in LaGrange. But at any rate though, so yeah, keep her in prayer. Anything else, anybody? All right, y'all. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock, prepare the party. Bible study, Ira at 5. Yeah. No, not you. Josh. Where's Josh?
Downstairs.
Okay. All right. Josh, Bible study, 5 o'clock. Sorry,
Hey, Jacob, you read it.
Jacob, you got to read till you got to go pick up your wife. Mm-hmm.
Our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come.
thy will be done in earth
Thy will be done in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread,
Give us this day our daily
and
bread,
forgive us our debts,
and forgive us our
as
debts,
we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory forever.
and the glory forever.
Praise the Lord,
Praise the Lord.
for he is good,
He is good,
and his mercy endures forever.
and his mercy endures forever.
Praise the Lord God of Israel,
Praise the Lord, the God of
for
Israel.
he is
For
good,
he is
and
good,
his mercy shall endure forever.
for his mercy shall endure forever.
These things we pray in Jesus' name,
These things we pray in Jesus' name.
the Holy One of
The
Israel,
Holy One of Israel,
the Mighty One of Jacob,
Mighty One of
the
Jacob,
King of Kings,
King of
and
kings,
the Lord of Lords,
Lord of lords.
in Jesus' mighty name.
In Jesus' mighty name.
Amen.
Amen. The Lord bless thee and keep thee.
May the Lord bless thee and keep thee.
The Lord make his face shine upon thee.
And may the Lord make his face shine upon thee.
And be gracious unto thee.
And be gracious unto thee.
The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee.
The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee.
And give thee peace.
And give thee peace.
And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel.
And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel.
And I will bless them.
And I will bless them.
Hallelujah.
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 In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.